Welcome to ProBots, everyone. It is time for the Season 1 finals here on ESChamp. After 7 amazing weeks of some of the best bot play that we have ever seen here on ProBots, we have arrived. So thank you so much to our Crown Club for your continued support. And if you have not already received your artwork, you can get that on the forum and on our Patreon as well. So thank you all again for your support. And it's available for free to you, as well as post-bots. We'll be kicking that off again next season. In Season 2, we'll have more announcements about that on the forum. So again, make sure you join all of that. So hopefully you'll be able to join us for our next season. And hopefully we'll see a few new bots on the SC2 AI Arena ladder. So aspiring bot makers, make sure you check out our bot template in the links below. You can get a bot downloaded and started. And hopefully we'll see you there. But now let's get started with ProBots, our grand finals. Joining us live from various places in the Northern Hemisphere, please welcome our newly relocated bot destroyer and previous savior of humanity, Endersword, as well as 2020 Season 3 champion and current season top 3 qualifier, Ketroc, as well. Thank you both for being here. I'm assuming you're both excited, maybe a little nervous, Ketroc. All right, how you feeling?
Yeah, this is going to be a tough final 3.
Definitely.
I'm not nervous at all.
Good. You shouldn't be.
I think it'll be fine.
Well, are you not playing against the bots this
I
year?
haven't. I didn't play this year because I was moving.
Ooh,
so
humanity might be doomed then, for all we know.
Yeah, it could happen. It could happen. I think we got some tough people in there though.
Yes, we do have a lot of bot replays that were submitted, and a lot of bots able to be played against. So again, if you're in our Crown Club, you can download that and go play against some of these bots like MicroMachine and Ketroc and that kind of thing. But yeah, we have a great finals today. We have 3 bots remaining, and we'll take a look at our bracket and see, just kind of how we got here in just a moment. But let's go ahead, before we kick all that off, let's go ahead and run a Crown Club member shout out if we have one ready, because we love you guys so much. Thank you all again so much for your support, and we look forward to seeing you in future seasons. Let's go ahead and run that now. It's rigged. Everything's rigged. No.
Point those people out, Andy.
Yes, these are the best people, the Crown Club members, the ones that you see scrolling below me as well. Thank you all so much for your support. But yeah, let's go ahead and talk about our bracket up to this point, and then we'll talk a little bit about our final 3 bots. Ketroc, of course, is one of those. So we'll see. How far do you think you're going to get today? Do you think you'll make it all the way to the grand finals?
I got a chance, but I was really happy to make the final 3, so I'm just free rolling at this point.
Yeah.
I think Tier is probably the author most likely to be able to find a weakness in my bots, and MicroMachine's the bot most likely to beat me straight up. So, yeah. But I got a chance. We'll see how it goes. Anything can happen.
What about BenBot? You not worried about BenBot at all? Or wait, is this the wrong?
No.
Well, we got some last season, so
who wrote the wrong name on my? I was like, wait a second. There we go. I refreshed and now it's fixed. I remember that from earlier. Anyway, yeah, here is our bracket. Ketroc versus Tier will be our first match, our first best of 3. So whoever our last Protoss here, Tier going up against your Terran bot. A lot of Terrans this season. We had, I think, 80% Terrans or something. 1 Zerg. Or 1 Zerg and 2 Protoss, right?
It wasn't quite that extreme, but yeah, we've had a lot of Terrans.
Feels like.
It was about half Terran, yeah.
Oh, was it?
The good news is there's a lot of new up-and-coming bots that we'll be seeing in the next season, and I think all the up-and-coming bots are either Zerg or Protoss, so that will help balance things out a bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So this is the Terran's chance to shine. Yeah, MicroMachine waiting down in that lower bracket as well, looking for his chance to maybe claim another title. It's been a few seasons since we've had a MicroMachine win, so we might just be overdue. And then, yeah, here is our lower bracket. Thank you all again for being here. Yeah, we got a lot of people hanging out. Yeah, Endersword is in Nova Scotia now. I'm sure we've got people from all over the place watching here. What do we got? There he is. So yeah, this is right before the finals. We had MicroMachine versus Dominion Dog. MicroMachine took that 2-1, and then Gency versus Spud, the 2-1, and then we had the rematch, MicroMachine versus Gency Bot. Both series, both that one and then the one it was a couple weeks prior, were just amazing. So everyone, make sure you go watch all those VODs from earlier in the season. We had some of our best matches this season that we've ever had. So definitely worth the watch. Yeah, I am super excited. So it's going to be a best of 3 to start, and then we'll have a potential no, that's for the final. So then we'll have a best of 3 for the semis as well. So MicroMachine versus either Tier or Ketroc, whoever gets dropped down into the lower here. And then our grand finals will be a best of 5. So we'll have a nice long day today, hopefully. A lot of exciting games. And then, of course, our humans versus bots show match. Get excited for that. We, again, have a lot of fun games to show off from all the way, I believe, Silver League all the way up to GM play. So it's going to be interesting to test these bots, really put them up against the extreme and
see what the level really is. Yeah. Especially with the micro.
Yeah, the micro has gotten crazy.
It's gotten a lot better, and it's a lot more well-rounded. It used to be in past seasons you could just kind of exploit what they were going to do by kind of knowing, like most bots made like 1 or 2 things, and you could just kind of exploit it. Now it's a lot more well-rounded, like tanks, banshees, liberators, marines. Like it's a lot harder.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think bots will still be exploitable, but if they get into that pocket, that sweet spot where they're doing what they want to do, I think they can be a lot of trouble for even the best players out there.
Yeah, I think that's always been the key. If you're behind 3 minutes into the game, you're probably gonna lose. But if you get ahead and stay ahead, you'll be okay.
Or are we doing voting? That's what I want to know. Hopefully we'll have some more polls up. We've been doing that every week in YouTube. So yeah, hopefully you've all enjoyed our transition over to YouTube. This is our 2nd season fully doing this on YouTube, and it seems to be going well. So yeah, make sure you check out all the cool perks you can get on YouTube as well. Hit the thumbs up button if you like what you see. Get us a little bit of visibility here on our final day of Season 1 ProBots. Voting is up now as well, so get your votes in. Let's go ahead and talk about our first best of 3 here. Tier versus Ketroc. A little Protoss versus Terran to start. Type in ! vote, and then the bot you think will win. And you two have seen a lot of Tier in the past few seasons. Ketroc, how often has your bot gone up against Tier on the ladder? Is it pretty frequent, or?
Well, not so much recently, because Tier has taken a little hiatus from the ladder, probably to hide some special stuff he has coming. I feel like in general, in a normal ladder match, I feel pretty confident about facing Tier, but in tournament play, Tier is a completely different beast. I don't know what to expect from him. The author seems fairly confident versus me, so we'll have to see, but yeah, I'm a little scared.
Does anyone know what to expect from Tier ever?
No. I heard even last season he had a very special build plan for MicroMachine. He never got to face MicroMachine, but he may have that and more waiting for him this season as well. So,
yeah, there's a pro and a con to it in that you keep your build secret, but it also means you kind of don't get to test your build.
Yeah, that's a big factor. He may think he has something that's going to work great, and it may not pan out so good.
There he is, Tier himself, Thanos. Dave, did you bring your?
I didn't bring my glove.
Oh, you didn't bring the glove.
It turns out that would have been stupid. So, but I still kind of wanted to. But no, I did not bring the glove.
All right, well, Tier will have to do well on his own then. No, he's been doing really, really well this season. Seemed very focused. He's just had an incredible run through the top bracket. I don't think, did he drop any games even? I had the bracket.
Did he? I think he did at least one. I'm trying to remember, but yeah, he mostly went for the throat on everyone. Like,
yeah, he dropped one to Spiny, and he actually even dropped one to the Harvester as well. So in the very first week, but no, he is still very decisive games. It seems like he's had a very focused plan and has executed that plan very well. So
Spiny and Harvester means he hasn't faced much Terran on this route up here. Then
that's true. Yeah, he's one of the few that hasn't. Because he also then cannon rushed in the very first round, and he's just kind of he's taken the shortest path to victory, I think, in each time. Whereas like the Terran bots are all about the 25-minute games, Tier is aiming for like a 6-minute game. or at least has been so far. But I don't know if he'll do that at this point. It would be hard to do that.
Yeah, if you miss a series by going to the bathroom, it's probably because tier 1. He's the one bot who's going to be capable of like 3-0ing someone in like 15 minutes.
Yeah, basically.
Well, get comfy, everyone, because we're about to start, and then it might be a quick one, or it might be long. Ketroc's bot does like the longer games as well, and I think does very well in those. So if I think if Ketroc can get into that later game position, it's going to just be almost unbreakable.
If we're past 15 minutes, it's hard to see that Ketroc didn't win.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. One thing, another kind of thing about tier is it doesn't seem to continue to progress. Like, it has a plan, it executes the plan, but it's not known for like super late game teching up, continuing to adapt sort of thing. Often because it just wins quicker than that. So
well, let's find out as we hop into our first best of 3. Thank you again for joining us. This is our finals, our grand finals of season 1 of 2021. So we'll have 2 more seasons this year. Again, make sure you join the forum to stay up to date with everything going on. But let's get into it. Tier versus Ketroc here on ProBots.
Ketroc. Tier.
So Ketroc was last updated on Mario Day. That's got to be a big gaming moment.
Which day is Mario Day? I didn't know that. I didn't even know that was a day. That's the thing.
March 10th, because it kind of spells out Mario.
Oh, I've seen that.
Mario. Yeah.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
Well, here we are on Golden Wall.
Is that actually? I don't think. Is that actually a Thanos quote? They're usually it's about something Thanos would say, but does he actually say that?
I don't know. I've never. I have a confession to make. I've never actually seen the movie.
You got to see them.
So I don't know.
The bot makes so much more sense once you watch the movie.
Yes. Will I be urged to buy a Thanos glove when I watch it?
You might. It'll determine what type of person you are. You watch both Infinity War, then Endgame, and then tell me if you want a Thanos glove or a stupid Iron Man glove.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I've chosen my side.
Yes. Yes, you have. Well, let's see what happens here on Golden Wall. Tier on the left side of things, Ketroc on the right. Now, we've seen some very interesting games on this map, specifically focused around kind of that third base location for each player, kind of that high ground.
Yeah, that tends to be the fighting point for sure.
Now, is it better for a Terran or for a Protoss, do you think?
I've got to, it goes either way, but I think it's more defensible, obviously, for a Terran. Like, they can put tanks up there, and then a lot of people are starting to use like the planetary fortress is pretty typical. So I think PFs and a tank up there is pretty hard to break into. But it depends what the Protoss is doing, because if it's an air Protoss and they've done Tempests, then it kind of becomes something that you can use the blocker behind it to kind of have an air army behind there, and it would be hard to deal with you. So it depends on the angle. If it's a ground army, though, I'd definitely Terran.
Well, you could say that's also good for Ravens and such, though, which Ketroc's bot does tend to get into. Vikings as well. It can go very Viking Banshee oriented.
Yeah, one thing that I think we've observed a few times with air armies and Vikings here is often, I think because of the way the map is designed, a lot of people just kind of move their army. And on this map, it means that the air will separate from the ground, because the ground has to go the long way around. And a lot of people haven't really coded in like you guys stay together sort of thing. They just kind of move, and then they end up with the split paths. So there's a couple times I think we've seen Tempests in that kind of bottom area where the ground can't get to, and then they've been picked off there.
Now, you know what we haven't seen a lot of is Blink Stalkers on this map. I don't remember a lot of Blink Stalker builds, let alone a 1-base, 3-gate Blink Stalker build. Now, is this all in, or is he going to get a Nexus behind this? At the moment, it seems like just a big all in.
Yeah, it's looking fairly all in. He's grabbing 1 sentry there, which is interesting.
Now, I guess that could work against even a planetary if you get just a big enough force, because that's the problem with the planetary is when you try to attack with little bits and harass and that kind of thing. But if you can get just a big enough ball of Blink Stalkers, I could see that busting through a planetary early on.
So here's my theory, based on the 1 sentry, and I'll be impressed if this is the case. If that 1 sentry is there to provide high ground vision so that he can go through the back door.
Oh, look at it. He's going for his own backdoor. He has cleared out the minerals there with a probe.
This
so
is what that's for.
Oh,
so this is to be able to blink up through the back door. So he's going to create an illusion to give him high ground vision. This is very smart.
This is incredibly smart.
So let's see if I'm right. But I mean, that's clearly, I have every reason to think that I'm right now. So let's see if that's what happens. If it does, it's brilliant. Ketroc puts a lot of defense in the front. And if he can't defend the back here, then this could be definitely devastating.
I think you're dead on. There it is. A Void Ray. The Stalkers are going to go in. Oh my goodness! And so now Ketroc does have the Cyclone lock-on damage, the missile upgrade. He does have some Marines out as well. Stalkers are doing a little bit of a dance for the Cyclones and not shooting. Nobody's shooting right now. The Stalkers are just dancing around. Finally, they're getting a few shots off on some things. But with the Raven out now as well, he could even, there it is, the turret going down. He has forced a lift on the main command center, and the SCVs are in shambles right now. But this looks like it's gotten cleaned up, actually.
Yeah, I think it was just kind of an overall micro issue here.
More walking.
But that should have worked, but it didn't. And it basically didn't work because he couldn't chase down, because he's just moving around. He's not even moving, he's just moving. So I don't know what exactly happened there. Obviously lost a lot of mining time. Hopefully there's an off button on this, because it's not going to work from here on out.
Definitely, lost its momentum, especially with the Blink Stalker build. You kind of rely on getting that ball of Blink Stalkers that can just endlessly blink back, keep getting bigger and bigger. But that's been crushed completely at this point.
Yeah, for a second there, it looked like you could send one, and maybe this was the idea, but it didn't pan out. Send 1 Stalker after the Cyclones, the rest of them kill the Marines, and the Cyclones kind of scatter against the one. But okay, now he's coming back in. He's getting more damage directly on SCVs, and apparently we're not defending this.
Ooh, sorry about the sound, everybody. Apparently there's just horrible sounds coming through the stream right now. Hopefully our production has picked up on that. And we'll get that cleared up. They can still hear us, though, so that's good.
All right, well, this is a ton more damage already here, but I think the fact that he's only on 1 base, part of the reason there's no defense here is because he moved out to a 3rd. So he's got to do a lot to claw back, and Tyr hasn't really made his own workers. He's only got the 1 base.
Yeah, so he'll just run out of steam eventually. This really was meant to just kill with its kind of initial blow, I think.
I think so as well. And he doesn't have detection here for the Banshees. And there goes actually his sentry. So
such a clever build too.
Yeah, it's really smart. It was just kind of the micro here. I think it's the it's again that over microing. It's the over microing problem where like there's a lot of movement and they could have actually fired a lot more than that, but they're dancing around being all clever, and then it doesn't do the damage that it's supposed to. So with the sentry dead, maybe this cancels.
He's got another one.
Continue. Did he make? Oh yeah, he does.
I think he's got it. So he'll just keep this attack going. When he loses a sentry, he'll make another. And he actually, so the Vikings have caused the Stalkers to stop going in.
Yeah,
and they were kind of building up a little bit there. So maybe, just maybe, if he can get enough Stalkers out.
He's also like, that was a really good example of the Stalkers just moving away from the Cyclone. He was in range. 1 shot would have killed it.
Yeah.
But it didn't know that. And it's also not, despite having blink, the blink was like only to get up into the base. It's not blinking on these air units. and it could have killed a number of these. The Banshees would cloak, but it could have killed a number of Vikings.
There we go. He's doing the okay. There's some little blinks forward coming in. There we go. Now he's gonna get a cyclone. All right. He actually has built up a really big amount of stalkers, and he's up in army supply compared to Ketroc. But again, this is gonna be his last attack once it goes.
Yeah, it's gonna peter out, and he has to attack in the first place. And with these units back at home here, it doesn't look like he's going to, and he's just not aggressive on these Banshees. I know as soon as he blinks on the Banshee, well, that one's out of energy, so it can't do much about it, but he could blink on these to try and kill it, but it's just going one at a time.
Yeah, I think it's helping, but only to a moment, because again, these units are causing tier stalkers to stay at home and build up. And look, this is a big ball of stalkers.
Yeah.
But it's got to go. I think it has to go like a minute ago.
It has to go a bit ago, and it needs to have an observer with it, because
these Banshees are just going to chew through it. Yeah,
because you could actually overwhelm with this and start killing like all the workers in camp production, but it's not gonna happen this way. So he gets a cyclone.
Is Tier going to expand out of this? He's got a pylon on the low ground going up.
He's also making now a Stargate. So whatever that's for.
Yeah, he's not going to have much money to build anything from it. Maybe he could get a Void Ray out or something, or an Oracle for Revelation would be nice.
Exactly. Yeah, a lot of things. Yeah, could get him out of this, but he's all about mining out. And we talked about this kind of before the game, and this is obviously was intended to win, but that tier is often lacking the backup plan. He's got a lot of plans, and he's got very few backup plans.
Says you. He's building the backup Nexus right now, Ender Sword.
That 10-minute expansion. Yeah.
The 10-minute third base second expansion.
Yeah, we'll see if he transitions out of anything with the Stargate here now. Yeah, Banshee's still just kind of going to town. I mean, the good thing here is, of course, he's out of mineral patches for the most part, so it doesn't matter if he loses some of these workers until that third is up, or natural.
Thinning it out a little bit, that's fine.
Yeah.
Ooh, it is definitely not looking promising for Tier. He is taking some little skirmishes. Yeah, just the lock-ons and the sight and the Banshees are going to trade so much more effectively. There's an aggressive blink, finally. Yeah. But yeah, these cloak Banshees are just king right now.
It's ignoring the Viking, though. and yeah, with no detection here, he's just not going to do anything.
Yeah, I think that should pretty much do it. Even with the third base coming up, it actually gets discovered. It's under attack right now by something, maybe a Marine or something. Or a Banshee. Yeah, it makes more sense. Wait, is that?
Has he made anything out of the Stargate yet? I don't think he has. I mean, he doesn't really have any mining at this point.
Why is that Banshee on fire?
It's that rapid movement every time you change direction.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So it's just mass clicking.
All right.
The fluidity of it, like when you look at how a Banshee usually fires in a human's hands, where it like stops, turns, shoots it out, and that's kind of permanently in motion.
I think it's a graphics glitch because this one's not doing it.
Yeah, I don't know why that one's not. It does. It seems to be a little map dependent how it appears too. So I don't know why, because some of them it's just permanently like that.
Yeah.
But I think it's related to the hyperflight rotors that it makes it more pronounced.
Well, Ketroc will take game number one here pretty decisively. He survived that initial blink, a very clever little build with the Sentry and the high ground vision, but Ketroc withstood it very, very well, lifted up his main base, got the SCVs out of there for the most part. And we'll take game number one of this best of 3. It does say best of 1, but that's a lie. This is a best of 3 series. Don't believe everything you see, is what we're saying. Yes, Ketroc will be casting today. Don't worry. He's
over there.
People are just here for Ketroc.
We didn't just bring him for nothing.
Yeah.
But we figured it's uncomfortable to cast your own game, even when it's not technically you.
So, I don't know. It's kind of him. It's almost like when Data copied himself in Star Trek II. It's almost like that. This is Ketroc's clone almost, right?
It's true.
He's put his heart and his soul into this. This is how, because you play with the Ravens and the Banshees and all that, right? Or do you play with Banshees ever on ladder? Or are you more of a Raven guy?
Me? Well,
Ketroc.
I'm more Ketroc. Yeah,
He's here now.
Ketroc's
Yeah,
all about Ravens. Yeah, Ketroc's Mr. Raven.
Yes. But yeah, votes are closed. It looks like most people do think Ketroc will win it, and so far it is looking good for him. Oh, did the timer run out? Are we ready?
I think we're good.
I think we're good. Let's do
Go
it.
ahead.
Game number 2 here, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna go with it. No, we're not ready. They didn't put a timer up. That's not my fault.
There was a timer. I saw it.
Oh, did you? Okay.
I don't know. I thought there was.
All right. Well, so something went amiss. We'll have the next game in just a moment here. So let's talk about what we think we're going to see here. I do believe Tier's going to switch it up and try something different here.
I think he will too. And I mean, I think that was also a really good signal that not only was he trying to snipe Ketroc specifically, but that was map dependent. Like that was very, very specific.
Yeah, going through the back door.
Sort of thing.
Yeah.
But I think it's almost a good example of the idea was super clever. And then the fact that he didn't get to test it resulted in the result that we got, which is that it was great to a point that you hit your enemy and then it didn't really know what to do with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, if we get stuff like that was almost, if you still think that Tier's going to win, that would encourage you to believe that because that was clever. But if you still think Ketroc's going to win, that would encourage you to believe that because it wasn't thought all the way out.
Mm-hmm.
It shows signs of brilliance without the follow through.
Yeah, no, there's definitely potential on both sides, and again, we've seen endless strategies out of Tier, so I have no doubt he's going to come into game 2 with just something totally different, map dependent even. We'll have to wait and see. So, how's the new place, Dave? How's it working out for you?
It seems good so far. I mean, I just moved in yesterday, so yeah.
I think you should show everybody the view while we get this next game loaded up here. It is beautiful in Dave's new location here. There's who thinks that should be his background? Isn't that lovely, man? I want to just go hang out and go fishing.
I might switch everything around, but yeah, that's the Atlantic Ocean.
Nice. Oh, you're right on the coast.
Yeah, I'm right on the ocean, so that's a bit of an inlet. We're in like a little bay.
Gotcha.
But down that way, just a few minutes is a beach and everything, so it's pretty nice.
Very cool.
But internet's slower here. It's okay down. It's only like 10 up, so it's 150 down, but only 10 up. But that seems okay for now.
Not bad.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I do believe. Nope, we're still almost ready. Is everybody in this channel a developer? That's a good question. We do have a lot of bot makers here.
So a lot of them are.
A lot of.
I know some of our fans too are like not bot makers, but they are developers. Like so, I know like Aaron is probably in here, and he's like a developer, game maker, stuff like that. So I think we attract a certain audience.
Oh, definitely.
Of super cool people, of course.
Yeah, very cool. You can check them out actually in the AI Arena Discord. I'm sure somebody can find a link to that somewhere. But a lot of bot makers there. You can again download that template in the links below and get started. Even if you're not a programmer or or a developer, you can make your own bot and potentially get into ProBots. So check that out as we dive into game number 2 here. Tier versus Ketroc. Let's find out what happens.
Ketroc. Tier.
All right, here we are in Death Aura with our new tier strategy already in full swing. Take it away, Endersword.
So here we got a 6 Pro Brush. This is potentially exploitative in that it is forcing a liftoff. So I think this is interesting. So this could be very much designed to, force that liftoff, recall back home, and say, I have now caused you to come across the map. And
you just reverse Uno'd him pretty much.
And I'm going to wall in. This is brilliant. It's simple but brilliant.
Oh my goodness. Dirty. Well, because I've actually seen, I've tried to can or worker rush Ketroc in previous versions of his bot from like a season or two ago, and he does this, and it's very hard to worker rush Ketroc. But it looks like Tyr has found the secret to just absolutely break him.
I can see Ketroc on camera still, and it's mildly.
He looks
amused.
mildly amused.
Mildly amused. But yeah, so this is the sort of thing that's
Cheeky.
like, yeah, this is incredibly snipey. It's incredibly exploitative of what the defenses are.
All right, now that he's got the cannon, we'll see. Maybe Ketroc will. Oh, I thought he was going to be in range.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't know exactly where he's going to be.
I figured maybe he takes a shot and then he's like, all right, I'm going to go home. Oh, wait, so is he going? He's walking here.
Is
and
it possible?
Oh, and he's trying to mine the minerals.
Queued up. I can see he's trying to do. There's clicking on the minerals.
And there's also clicking back home at his base,
clicking
too.
Back home. So is he trying to like mineral walk home? I don't know what he's trying to do. Well, is there any chance? Oh, is this a result of fast mining as well?
No,
it couldn't be. Yeah,
no,
he moved a little.
We'll get his input a little bit later on. Yeah, well, I'm sure he's taking notes here as to what Tyr's doing.
Yeah, we'll get some explanation.
Yeah, I think Tyr's going to win this one.
Tyr's just kind of slow playing it too now. Like he could have made a zealot and he didn't. He's just going to the stalker.
Yeah. This is going to wrap it up here. Ketroc at a standstill. Can we even count these as actions technically?
I mean, they're kind of. It'll get resolved when this stalker comes. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, he'll pop out and start shooting. Oh, I was hoping it would send him home at least, and maybe we'd see like an epic Ketroc comeback. But no, they're just gonna.
No, they're doing
stand and die. All right.
You can't even see the one that's being hurt. There it goes.
So the wall off really messed with them, it seems. Really messed with their AI. And that's going to be pretty much all. She wrote 2 stalkers out now. We're going to see these SCVs go down, and then we'll have a tied series. It is currently 1-0 Ketroc. It is not a best of 1. Again, ignore what you see on screen sometimes.
It's an illusion.
It's an illusion.
Yeah, 2-1.
Yeah, actually, that's good. What was Ketroc's APM during all that? I'm very curious. There's an APM graph, right?
See the game average, yeah.
I forget what that.
Now he is finally killing his own forge. He'll go across the map and finish this. I want to see the Ketroc command center float away though and prolong it.
I just gotta say it's brilliant that he has that own command into. Oh, I gotta bust out of my main, so let me kill my forge.
Yeah, he's making a Stargate just in case we get the float away with the Void Ray, so he knows the potential responses. But we're not going to get that. This will die, and we are at 1-1.
Tyr wants to win. It has been a long time since a Tyr win as well.
Through any means necessary. Yeah.
Goodness gracious. All right. Well, we're tied up here. Best of 3. So we've got one more game to decide which one of these bots will get knocked down. Again, this is not an elimination match. The loser will go down to face MicroMachine. He's currently waiting. And that's going to be a hard match for either one of these bots. I
think so too. Tyr is obviously showing that he's coming right for the throat on these things. Like the first one didn't work, but it was still really smart. And this one was incredibly exploitative, specific to Ketroc's defense. So let's see. So I don't know. The real threat now is he could do just the same thing.
Yeah.
And that would be a little bit less fun. But I like that he did it this time.
Yeah, I guess we'll see if it is more map dependent or if it is, I won with that, I'm going to keep doing that until I lose kind of mentality.
Yeah.
Again, with Tyr, it's impossible to tell. Who knows?
Yeah. Who does know?
Well, thank you all for being here. Hopefully you're enjoying the start of our finals. Tell everyone about it. Get them in here. We have got a few more series coming up. This is our first best of 3, our decider match to decide who goes down into the lower bracket. And then we'll have our elimination match. And then that'll decide who our final 2 bots are. And I am very excited for our humans versus bots as well. We've got the likes of Ketroc. I believe we have all our bots, right? So we've got Ketroc bot, Tier, MicroMachine. Fourth place was Benbot, right? Gency, I mean. Yeah.
Gency rematch. Yeah.
Gency. So I believe we have Gency as a bot. Yeah, a lot of bots this year available to play. We have 5 bots. What's the 5th one? So we had the top 4 and then someone. I don't know. We'll find out later. It's fine. We'll figure it all out. I'm loving this. This is a great finals. I really wish we could be doing this live and in person with all of you, but thank you all for tuning in. Grab yourself a drink. I'll be grabbing myself one on the break here. So we'll do it like we usually do in our live finals. Yeah, we can still have a little fun. We can pretend. One day you'll be able to shake Drexama's hand in person once more.
That's it. Soon. Yeah.
Soon. Yeah, big shout out to the production.
We'll have to find new venues. Every venue we used to use is closed.
Yeah. Something new will pop up, I'm sure.
Yeah, we'll start like a Kickstarter to open an esports bar in Toronto again. And then we'll
specifically for StarCraft.
Specifically for this one event. Yeah.
For this one for ProBots.
Yeah. And then every now and then we'll let like Overwatch people use it. but not much.
Not much. Only, and we'll charge them twice the rate.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They don't know.
Yeah,
they'll pay. Yeah, if they'll pay like 20 million for a esports franchise, they'll pay whatever we say at the bar.
Yeah, right.
They don't know. No value of money for Overwatch people.
That would be a fun little business, doing an esports bar.
Mm-hmm.
Let's think about it.
They're tough to do, obviously, but yeah, it's tough to keep afloat.
Yeah.
In the
you just gotta have good food, have good drinks, and be in a good location, right? Easy.
Yeah. Totally.
Why doesn't everybody do it?
Totally easy.
All right. We've got game number 3 just about ready. Again, make sure you hit the thumbs up button if you're just tuning in. Get us a little visibility. Get everybody in here possible, because we have got some amazing series coming up with our final 3 bots. This will decide who gets knocked down to face MicroMachine. Let's go ahead and hop into game 3 of Tier versus Ketroc.
I like that. Pro Shots. That's the name of the bar.
Ketroc.
Oh, jeez.
Tears. Tier.
Hey, man, sometimes you got to make the hard choices. All right.
Yeah. Looks like he's going for it again.
Requires the strongest of wills.
Yeah.
And Tier will not be stopped. He is proving that his will is stronger. But look at this! Oh no!
Yeah.
No, he canceled it. Oh, no.
Did cancel. I was hoping that might be like the route out.
Yeah, I thought maybe that'd be the get a Marine in there before cannons can come out.
It's a slightly different response though. He's not.
Oh, he's not recalling.
Yeah, he's not recalling. He's not lifted the CC, so maybe he's reacting different to the different build. But now he's just kind of being killed normally.
Huh? Yeah, they just kind of gave up on life there. That's interesting. Yeah. Now I wonder if it is something with the barracks going down on the other side getting canceled, changed their prioritization or something, or I don't know. Huh? Interesting. Okay, well, Ketroc is still mining, but he does not have a barracks on the way. And I think with that cancel of the barracks, it looks like he's just broken.
Right? I love the absolutely unnecessary probe micro right there. It's great.
Once he loses that depot, he will not be able to start a barracks. And this looks like Tier will be moving on to our grand finals.
Is he even going to defend it? He's not even defending himself here. So
no, why would you at this point?
So I think these probes will probably kill this CC before.
Yeah, that is interesting. How it was kind of two different endings for the same thing that Tier did. And again, I'm sure that barracks going down had something to do with it.
I think you're right that it forces a cancel, and then there was kind of no backup plan in this situation. He'll go after the CC. This is kind of a while this is a little bit of an anticlimactic way to do this. It's kind of a reversion back to the fact that these are bots. Like, we have hit the climax of like human type play with MicroMachine and Gency and Ketroc doing ultra late game stuff. And Tier is here to remind us that these are bots that have bugs in them. And this is how you beat machines. You don't beat a machine by playing it the way that it wants to play.
Yeah.
You beat a machine by exploiting the machine.
Yeah. Well, and it is, yeah, we with the meta, we have really seen it this season. It's just gotten better play. You highlighted on it earlier with the micro, the Marines and the tank play staying together, just all these unit compositions. And it's like, oh, it's getting so advanced. And then Tier comes in with just the sucker punch and is like, I'm going to get you with the simplest build possible. And it works.
Exactly.
It can work.
Yeah.
I mean, even a GM on ladder, can lose to a cheesy little build they're not watching out for. It's just the nature of the game sometimes.
That's the way to go. It's I don't know why this came to mind, but it kind of reminds me, there's a scene in like Game of Thrones where like Arya has been practicing blindfolded for like months. And then so when she finally has to fight the other student who she knows might be better than her, she waits to encounter her and then blows a candle out so that she can fight in the dark. And the whole point is she's been practicing that and the other one hasn't.
Yeah.
So this is the exploit way that you just assume that you're going to have vision or sight or something. And I'm just going to exploit that and be like, no, I'm going to do the thing that I'm better at. Screw you.
Why wouldn't the other person just go out the door and be like, no, I'm not going to fight you in the dark? Were they like locked in a room or something?
I think they were in some
I've never
room.
seen it.
Yeah, I don't know. They were in some room. I forget it. And I try and block Game of Thrones out of my mind, but that came to mind as one of the good moments at least. But yeah.
Well, it's definitely angered some Terrans in the chat a little bit.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, a little bit of everyone thought Ketroc would win that, and it was looking pretty promising. But Tier with the nice turnaround is going to be able to take the 2-1. And we'll go ahead and get our next series loaded up here. So we're going to go down into our lower bracket now and have another rematch, I think, right? MicroMachine versus Ketroc. They have faced each other once or twice before in ProBots.
Have indeed. And we've also seen in the past where Ketroc has exploited weaknesses in MicroMachine a little more kind of in the game itself, but like building bunkers at locations that the Reaper would usually jump out of, kind of trapping it in its own base. So yeah, we'll see if there's kind of counterplay to that. It's always to some extent that bots are trying to exploit the other one, but often they'll take the more traditional looking route. Or Spiny has done this in a number of ways where it has, if it knows that another bot is passive up until a certain point, it will just hardcore macro till that point and then try and overtake it just because it's teched up to like Broodlords or something, and just won't defend itself. So there's different ways to exploit things, and some of it is hardcore like this where you're just exploiting essentially the coding. Three-Way Lover used to do that a lot. We had it build in one of the series from much earlier seasons. It had learned if it builds like 2 cannons in someone's third base, irrespective of whether they've taken the third or were ever going to, it just broke the bot and they just kind of suicided everything into it.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So there's ways to just kind of exploit or trick or whatever, exploit it into doing something.
Oh, you said it well. These are still bots. They still have flaws and exploits.
Yeah.
And it's all part of the game at this point in time. But no, I do think a lot of the things like that, like we saw Tier kind of taken advantage of, have been worked out for the most part. A lot of bots don't really fall to those early cannon rushes or cheesy builds as much. Tier just seems to be exceptionally good with those really cheeky strategies, where it feels like most bots wouldn't be able to pull it off. Tier manages to with his recalls, with his very clever play. He's got very clever builds.
And you see, it's kind of like 3rd or 4th level on this too, is we went through the stage where like a worker rush would win because the other workers didn't know to defend. Mm-hmm. And then they learned to defend. So then people sent in 1 or 2 workers to trigger the defense, and they weren't really committing to it, but it ruined what the other bot was doing. So then the other bots learned to look at how many were coming in and only respond to a certain amount. And then so people learned, well, that amount is 4 or 6. So if I do this, like it's going to be like it's over and over, everyone iterates on it. And this was essentially an exploitation of the solution that Ketroc had to other worker rushes. Like, so it's you get on level of how do I exploit it, to what degree, and then how do I create a general response that will adapt to someone getting more and more exploitative against what I'm doing.
So how do you think he's going to do up against MicroMachine? Do you think we're going to get some longer games here now?
I think these will be longer than like 3-4 minutes. Yeah.
Obviously.
I think these will be longer and more traditional.
And Ketroc will be joining us for this cast here, so we're going to make him cast his own bot anyway. If he had won, he wouldn't have to. So
okay,
that's his own fault, you know. But yeah, we do have MicroMachine stats here. His elo of 2214. That is, I believe, the highest of any of the bots. He is number 1 on the ladder. He is the bot to beat, and he's just an all-around hard opponent. Obviously, does drop a game here or there. Does have some exploits that can be exploited as well. But Ketroc not really known for doing super cheesy things. I think we've seen Ketroc do a proxy, right? You do proxies, right, Ketroc?
I
think he's here now.
Yeah, you're here.
Let's get him in here.
Yeah. We could do. I do like some bunker contain sometimes.
Yeah.
Seeing that against MicroMachine.
Excellent. Yeah, you've got a nice elo as well. You're right at MicroMachine's heels there.
Yeah, he's got a good gap on the rest of the pack, but I'm up near the top of the rest of the pack, so
you're leading the peloton, as it were.
Yeah, definitely. And you've always got like that leader, the little pack, and then the everybody else.
Yeah,
and you're in that little pack at the very least.
Exactly.
And apparently Tyr is on the side of the road throwing sticks into people's smoke.
And then he like gets in a car and drives up to the finish line, and no one notices. But no, this is going to be a very exciting TVT coming up. Ketroc versus MicroMachine. So make sure you get everybody in here. Hit the little thumbs up button if you guys haven't yet already. And I believe we're just about, that timer was getting close. So I think we're just about ready to dive into this best of 3. Now, this will eliminate a bot. One of these bots is going to the scrap pile after this one. And this is a best of 3, right? Or is it a best of 5?
Best of 3, I believe.
Yep. Best of 3.
Yep. Okay, I was right. Good. All right, we're ready to go. Gents, take it away. Our TVT here on ProBots, our lower bracket. What is this even? Lower bracket semifinal? Something like that.
Lower bracket.
Yeah, lower bracket finals. There you go. Here on ProBots, let's get into it.
Raph RR and Unusuals. MicroMachine. Ketroc.
Okay, so looks like bunker contain will be the first strategy that Ketroc's pulling out here.
Good old.
I think I had it set up to come and pick the strategies randomly against MicroMachine.
Yeah, makes sense. I don't know how it opens. MicroMachine kind of announces what it's going to do, but I don't know how it's picking its first one.
Yeah, well, he has previous stats, I guess, on how we perform on the ladder, so he might be using that to decide. But he said standard strategy, which I believe means he takes a factory before he expands. So not too greedy, not too offensive either.
It was kind of funny in its last series when it was playing against the Reaper rushes. When it did the greedier build, it actually worked better. It somehow was more defensive and worked out. You've done this sort of bunker contain before on the ladder and so on. Has he adapted to it, or?
He has, but he did so by just blindly rushing out a siege tank. So which made me think it was a blind counter.
Okay.
So when he does that when I play macro, that doesn't work out well for him. So yeah, I'm not sure how he figures out whether he's getting bunker contained or not right at the start of the game.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he. Yeah, I guess the Reaper knows now, but I think this is the first awareness he's got of it, and he can, yeah, get some. That one's already. Does that have a Marine in it, or is that an SCV? But he is just going to bypass this, and I think this has usually been his strategy to just send the Reaper across anyway and see what it's done in the mineral line, which seems to work out. It's good with that micro, so. This can get enough damage done that it just kind of stops the bunkeriness. And I think he's trying to, or you're trying to build a maybe wall there to stop the Reapers from coming in.
This is bugged out.
Okay.
I thought I tested all the maps for this, but it looks like it wasn't able to acquire the factory position, so kind of skipped the factory, and now I don't know what's going to happen. But it's not looking good.
Yeah, so he's in there. So this is obviously, this is how MicroMachine has kind of countered it before, was to just get in this, and then there's no production here for a while. And on the back, the contain is there, but it's not really doing a lot of damage.
No, it's yeah. This is uncharted territory for me. I've never seen this happen before, so I guess he's still gonna break out with his first tank. All I gotta say is this is okay because my macro game, right around the time of the deadline, was looking as good as it's ever been versus MicroMachine. So I'm not completely dead if I try to beat him in straight up.
Yeah, at least you're kind of containing him one base for now. He's got more workers, obviously, but we'll see what happens after this breaks. And you've, of course, got follow-up to this.
He will break out, and eventually I'll get a Cyclone out, I think, to deal with this Reaper. I think my worker count will be completely devastated by that point.
Yes.
If I even can afford the Cyclone, I don't even know.
Yeah, I'm kind of watching that to be like, when can you get one? You're getting close to the count. I think the repair is actually hurting on the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Tank, at least.
A tank? Okay, yeah. Oh, it's probably still trying to
go over
the bunker contain, even though it built the factory at home.
If you got a tank, if there was a tank there now, it would actually still be okay because everything's piled up on the ramp. But now with the Cyclone, this will go down.
Yeah. I had all the smart coding too to use the barracks to get vision of his tank when his tank can't see mine, so I can gun his tank down when but none of this will make any difference because we are so far behind here. The tank is out though. It was able to blast the Reaper, I believe.
Yeah, I think it got one shot. You could tell it fired. All right,
it survived, but it made it leave at least.
Yeah,
that's something.
It's good. It's good. So he's obviously broken through with an army.
Yeah, and with the barracks floating home, that means the code has executed that says, okay, this strategy has failed. Let's transition back into something normal.
All right, now we do have the Banshee coming in, and this may be the end of it here.
Yeah.
As it'll take the tank out.
Yeah, transitioning back on one base with 5 workers or something. It's not going to be much of a transition.
So Valiant.
We do have missile turrets. Too bad the tank died.
Oh, that's good. These guys don't care either. So I think this was largely a bit of a failure on the Reaper stopping wall, which, as you mentioned, was the factory supposed to be over there in the bottom?
It's supposed to swap with the barracks. So it builds right beside the barracks, and then they swap the add-on to get at the siege tank a little bit quicker. But yeah, the Reaper did slip by, which is also uncommon. So that would have been trouble no matter what, even if the factory was built correctly.
So do you mean the factory should have been proxied entirely?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, right after the barracks finishes, and supposed to build the factory next to it.
That makes sense. Okay. And here we have the command center lift. He'll come after it. The nice BM float off. I love it.
Command Center doesn't know the game state.
Okay.
All it knows is, hey, there's Marines, run away.
And there we go. Game number 1. So yeah, a little bit derpy on one or two parts there, but yeah, we've kind of seen that play out before, where the Reaper, a single Reaper, just does enough damage that it kind of halts the rest of it. And yeah, with the tank forward, if there had been the factory forward and a tank in place, I think, yeah, definitely with the floating barracks would have had a chance to kind of hold the ramp and then kind of macro from there. But yeah, I did say we'd have a longer game, but I lied, apparently. I still think that was longer than the other ones.
Well, as long as my code is functional that doesn't try a losing strategy again, then hopefully we'll get a better match this second match. This would be a sad way to go out of this, go into the junk pile. It'd be 4 quick losses.
It's going to end up being like our shortest finals ever. Our finals are usually like 8 hours long. Oh, do we have a poll up? Did we not have it before? Well, now it's cheating. Now they get inside information. Oh yeah,
that's all right. I'm still voting for myself.
There we go. Okay, Ketroc voting. Ketroc voting by one.
I'm pretty sure the poll should be like what we use to decide the victor, anyways. The games don't matter that much.
It's a popularity contest. I think that would be good. I think that would be heavily in your favor in general. But yeah, the other guys will have to like start streaming to pump their likability. Nice. No, I don't know. Can they not hear Andy? Why can't they hear Andy? Just because he's not on camera? So yeah, what do you think your bot will transition to at this point? Just kind of pure macro?
Yeah, it's going to go into a pure macro build. The one bug that made it, well, I guess we're seeing other bugs too, but the one major bug that made it through is that whether my strategy is supposed to make cyclones or not, it just always makes cyclones.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, my best build isn't one that uses cyclones versus MicroMachine, but I have had cyclone variants also beat MicroMachine on the ladder. So yeah, I think if we're going to go down, we're going to put up a good fight at least at a minimum. But I'm not counting on Ketroc yet. I think we might be able to take him out.
Yeah, definitely. You haven't. It's what they say in the human games too. You haven't really lost till you've lost a macro game. And
is that true?
I
never play a macro game. Then.
I don't think it's true at all. It's just people have said it for a long time. Yeah, I definitely don't think it's actually true. But basically, that's kind of the decider of who's really better. But I think Haas and people would disagree.
I think we're ready to go in. So
yeah,
let's
ready to go into
game 2. Elimination game if MicroMachine can do it.
Let's see what happens. Let's go.
Or we're not ready?
Load the game.
All right, there we go.
Raph RR and Unusuals. MicroMachine. Ketrocs. Ketroc.
Okay, so it's not doing the bunker contain, so I'm happy.
All right, that is good, and looks like it's kind of walling off the right area here. And yeah, we
never know what's going to happen, even as a bot author, because you're doing like this mad dash of code changes right before the deadline, and then a few weeks have passed, and you're like, I wonder what actually what worked and what didn't of the final changes.
Yeah, definitely. Like particularly, you can't really test things during the season either, and then of course your opponent is also changing their stuff at the same time, so you don't know how something's going to react as it goes. But here comes the expansion.
So this is a favorite build of mine, even as a human player. where you open gasless and TVT and just try to block all the Reaper entrances, because typically going gasless means you're committing suicide against a Reaper all in.
Yeah, definitely true. And bunker low ground. So yeah, pretty overall defensive here. And you still go with the planetary at the natural?
Yeah, eventually.
Yeah.
No need to rush it in TVT. Just need it up in time before, like, say, tanks or cyclones arrive.
Indeed. Okay, let's see what... Well, I think MicroMachine's like opening is going to be pretty much what we expect, which is like the Reaper into Cyclones into Banshee, but then it kind of does seem to now roll out into the tank marine sort of play. How well are you doing against kind of both the Gensi and MicroMachine style of just kind of like bio tank at this point?
Well, very well. Genzi's always been one of my better matchups. For me, it's always been the Cyclones that have given me so many issues, as I like to go, sky-based armies, and Cyclones are pretty darn good against those. In this game, we still don't have an expansion out of MicroMachine, so he needs to do a little bit of damage early on, otherwise he's just going to fall behind.
Yeah, we've got 2 Reapers here that can't get up. They are blocked off, and then the bunkers kind of preventing them from moving too far to the right. This is a pretty big commitment to it. He's getting a tank out now and then directly up to starport. So he will be a bit behind economically, which is not too typical that MicroMachine kind of goes one base for too long. But it looks like he's committing to it a little bit further.
One of the biggest changes I think helped me a lot versus MicroMachine is my ability to deal with Cloak Banshees. In previous seasons, they would just completely tear me apart. Now I think I got somewhat functional defense against it. So that's probably what I'm looking for, because as he's sticking on one base, I suspect we're going to be seeing Banshee play. And yes, there's the first Banshee on the production tab. And Cloak.
Yeah, makes sense. Oh, there's interesting bunker salvage with the Reaper still right there.
Yeah, not always the smartest decision, but in my code, it's just based off of when the planetary finishes.
Right.
No need to have 2 layers of defense.
Yeah, definitely makes sense. I mean, it doesn't give them much more latitude in this case anyway. Because, like you said, they can't get too close to the planetary. They basically get like 5 more feet to their right to play with, and they're not going to get a lot done there. The rest of the army here is still just defensive. Tank in that nice little tank alcove position.
Yeah, and first Cyclone out, I believe. I saw that for myself. So these Reapers are going to have a short life, hopefully.
Yeah.
Gotta
go down. I think the other one ran off. Don't know if it died. Yeah, I see it in the middle of the map with low HP.
We do have a Banshee on the way, though, just coming up from the south. And I think I have a missile turret in each mineral line, but MicroMachine is good enough to get a lot of worker kills and avoid that turret.
Yeah, the Cloak has now finished. Just timed out well this time. But yeah, more than one Cyclone will be out with the upgrade. And so if these are in vision, it'll come in by the gas here and try and get some kills. At least one going down, 2, 3. Yeah, and I think they're transferring to that third. And yeah, good positioning on the turret, but there's still obviously some places to get damage done.
Yeah, and my Cyclones are completely ignoring it.
Yeah.
I think whenever a harass Banshee arrives, what I do is I put a couple Vikings and a Raven on it. But I don't have any Vikings or Ravens, so instead this Banshee just gets free reign to do whatever it wants.
Raven and Viking coming now, but yeah, it looks like he's got about 9 kills on him. There was a little attack force coming up here by MicroMachine as well. There's a tank, but I think the Marines with it. Oh, there's 2 still alive there. So he's getting a fair bit of damage done here, and this will be a good position for the tank. Prevent the turret. Yeah. So this will kind of shut down the third. Oh, and he's got high ground vision as well with the Banshee up there.
So The Viking is finally on the way. Third base is going to have to float off. Whatever early game advantage I had is completely gone, as we've gone torn apart now with the Viking and
If you can
Raven.
restabilize, I think that was actually like your fourth command center. So it could definitely, if you can reclaim this ground, come back. But yeah, there's Cyclone going down.
Banshee's getting chased off. Should be dying in the south any moment now. Yep, there it goes. And maybe even catch the next Banshee that's on the way.
Oh, looks like he runs away.
Oh, just stay just a little out of vision.
Yeah.
These siege tanks are getting pretty scary though. Putting a lot of pressure on that planetary. Even just forcing a repair can be pretty expensive.
Cancel offensive. No, well, that one doesn't make sense, MicroMachine. But okay. Cancel offensive.
Oh, he took a shot from the Banshee, but the
That's
Banshee had no thought of sticking around. It was just like, I'm off to do other things.
All right, the turret's now kind of coming from the Raven, delaying things a bit, and you've cleaned up the tank line.
Yeah, Banshees are being dealt with now.
Yeah.
Okay, things are starting to stabilize a little bit. I thought I was about to lose that match.
Yeah. So this could stabilize from here for sure. And again, yeah, you do have extra command centers. MicroMachine is starting to expand well himself. So yeah, this certainly isn't over yet. Army supply is pretty even overall here. And yeah, I still don't know quite who's winning this little skirmish.
Yeah. It looks like the worker lead is getting pretty drastic now for MicroMachine, up 14 workers. I guess I've still been leaking SCVs maybe, perhaps at... Oh, is there a Banshee at the second expansion base?
Yeah,
I think there is. Although my Banshee is now
you
getting
got your
work
own
on
now.
itself.
Yeah, now there was Cloak and the rotors are about to be done. So yeah, that one was in place, but there's a turret up there now. This one this always seems on the edge of getting cleaned up, but a few more units trickle in each time. And this Banshee's still being annoying on the other side. Viking will come and clean this up. And your own Banshee just kind of actually ignoring the tanks. It kind of goes across the map, but could actually kind of clean that up. And there are some Cyclones and MicroMachine's Raven picking up the Banshee, killing him off. And he's now going up to 4 bases. So yeah, the full-on MicroMachine economy is starting to really... Oh, this is where a lot of the leak is. Okay. Yeah, that cleaned up at least.
So we finally got rid of all the tanks, but now another wave of MicroMachine is on the way.
Army
All of
supply
that position was
really
just picking up so many SCVs that are transferring to the expansion.
Yeah. Okay, he's canceling now, going back. And so this is a good chance to stabilize and potentially retake bases here. And your own Banshee, getting some damage done here, or at least delaying a lot of mining.
Yeah, a ton of mining at the third base. Even picking up some workers as well. So that's nice. Ketroc needs everything he can get to get back into this game versus MicroMachine.
Yeah, definitely here. MicroMachine a little torn on whether to launch or cancel offensives over and over. I kind of want to know more about this percentage math and the number. I guess negative number bad, but in some cases it's making the same calculation. So 9 ally supply and 10 enemy supply was both 90% and negative 39%. So I don't know why.
It's code for...
I guess there must be more to that, which is like whether it's air or ground or something like that. Maybe how far along the map he was. Something.
Yeah, and you do want to set different thresholds for attacking and defending. Otherwise, you can just start stuttering between the two really quickly.
Yeah, and we see that a lot.
Yeah, something to do with that.
Yeah, we see that a ton too, where things like sit on the edge of exactly where they're safe and just bounce back and forth. There's you mentioned the turret guy before the games.
I mean, MicroMachine's SCVs have been running all over the place because of these Banshees.
Yeah,
I know the Banshees
have a
haven't killed
lot of
one,
mining.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's still definitely a chance here. The worker count's a lot more even. There's only a deficit of 9 here now. And on this level of saturation, that's, very little difference. The army supply is starting to go in MicroMachine's favor, and he's got the fusion core out as well. Will we see battle cruisers coming?
Yeah, and if he takes air control, which he looks like he definitely has, then those battle cruisers are super strong.
Yeah, I think they just provide such a level of stability that they kind of go in as like a tank first thing and like let the rest of the army get in position. And then they could just teleport out or do whatever. Like they literally, I think if the battle cruisers had no weapons, I think they would serve almost the same role. That they just kind of let absorb damage while the rest of the army gets in place.
Yeah. MicroMachine completely wiping out Ketroc's Viking count means I don't think air control will get back to me.
Yeah, he's getting close here on the planetary repairs going down, but now the cyclones with the lock-ons here. And it looks like this one's days are numbered.
Yep.
And we'll end up falling here. And then kind of once the central position is lost again, that's kind of when it's a tough map for the way the expansions are taken here, that they're taken along the top. And so there's just a division between the two. A lot of repairing actually keeping this alive for the moment.
May or may not be a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. It's just all kind of sunk cost sort of things. But yeah, I'm surprised it hasn't been taken out with this many cyclones and tanks. But it has survived thus far.
Yeah, just the army supply lead must be ridiculous now. Yeah, 100 to 40.
Yeah.
No chance of like pushing these back. These tanks and cyclones will eventually break through.
Yeah, we're now starting to shell on the SCVs themselves. And things come in from the side and are taken out. And there goes the tank, and everything kind of scatters. That Viking army really trying to look for a chance to push this back, but with so many cyclones there as well, it's anytime he tries to come in, it's going to get locked on.
Yeah, with Vikings alone, it's just you need the support.
Yeah.
Those Vikings and a bunch of speed banshees, then I can deal with a cyclone Viking from out of MicroMachine.
Indeed, come back down to this lower planetary, and that one is a bit in isolation here now. Not as much firepower yet. A very brave command center trying to float over top of everything and take another base. And there comes our first BC. And again, provides a lot of stability. So yeah, I think for Ketroc here, just the economy got really, really stunted early on, and just couldn't actually get it going here. And MicroMachine did commit a lot to the first attack, staying on one base for quite a while. But then ultimately, when its economy was ready to explode, it had done enough damage that it just ultimately took the army lead and isn't letting up now.
Yeah, exactly. The battle cruisers are often like the turning point one way or the other. If MicroMachine goes into battle cruisers and he hasn't established a significant lead, then they just get sniped off so easily by my bot, which typically does have air control since I'm playing a Sky Terran build.
Yeah.
But in this case, I lost my entire Viking cloud like right when he was pushing across the map, which meant I had to build nothing but Vikings to recover, and nothing but Vikings can't deal with cyclones, unfortunately.
Yeah, definitely the case. Yeah, once you kind of lose control of either the ground or the air, it's hard to kind of claw it back. And yeah, the battle cruisers in a lot of ways are just kind of the finishing move. They're kind of going to the top rope and jumping off. It's either going to work, or your opponent will do one of those things where it rolls away and you hit the canvas really hard and it's all made up. But
I was hopeful. There was one thing we did
was,
mention was there was a bunch of macro orbitals for
Ketroc
like, game base.
Yeah, like I early on too. Yeah, when it was only the two bases mining, you could tell. Well, you've got like 5 command centers. If you can land and get established, and then the Banshees were doing a lot of counter damage on MicroMachine's end. But yeah, ultimately it was kind of the cyclone count got up, and it's hard to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, these guys, but definitely catching up in workers wasn't a problem. It was just kind of maintaining. And I think the longer the game goes, and this is kind of one area that I want to see if MicroMachine starts to move into, is we've seen a lot of games, maybe that it didn't even lose, but it was a lot harder because he doesn't really get upgrades. Or gets them a lot slower than its opponents do. So a lot of it into the production and army, army production infrastructure and pumping out the army itself, and not a lot into the upgrades. And so there's a window there where you're like 2-2 and it's still at 0. But, by then there was just too much dead.
Perhaps some of that changes he did versus GenZbot is showing through as well, where he's a little bit smarter with his Viking control.
Definitely.
Maybe if he didn't have that, he might have suicided in some Vikings, and then things might have gotten rolling for Ketroc, but unfortunately not the case. And into the scrap pile I go.
I would say, just some tweaks. Keep it out of the complete scrap pile, and definitely on the edge. I'm trying to think what could be done there. Like, it was kind of a few things that went weird there. Like, the initial blocking of the Reapers was fine. Like, they didn't get in, do any damage. It was, I guess, it was ultimately the tanks with like a cyclone that came in, then some high ground vision. There's definitely things you could counter kind of on the high ground to control it, but it's always hard.
That tank position you got just killed off maybe 20 transferring SCVs.
Yeah, that was a big. It was
something my bot doesn't do anymore, but in this deadline it did still. Yeah, definitely.
It's always hard with MicroMachine, and this is the problem people get into. You want to build to counter what it's currently doing, but it's always transitioning to the next thing. So that when you got a hold of the low ground was around the time that the Banshee started to come in, and then you needed to get the Raven and Viking out, but that was like 20-30 seconds too late, and so on. So it's just hard to claw back once you're a little behind.
Unfortunately that build was not supposed to be making cyclones, and if it didn't, then it would have had the Viking and Viking and Raven in time. And the dynamic between speed Banshees and cyclones is something that favors the cyclone until numbers start getting larger, and as the numbers get larger, it becomes better and better for the Banshees. So I kind of needed to hit that threshold, but never quite. Well, I couldn't get close to getting there, I guess.
That's definitely, it's kind of the one-shottiness. It's similar with like Cyclone, Void Ray sort of things, that once the Void Rays get to a point that they can turn around, turn the beam on, and one-shot a Cyclone, then it sucks for the Cyclones. But until then, they're in charge. And we kind of get that here, that the Banshees overall are just one of the best surviving units in these AI games. They can turn on Cloak exactly when they need to, and they can back out exactly when they need to, and like they're always like super aware of what's going on, and it's hard to catch them. They float around the edges of bases and can get into like airspace where no ground unit can get them too quickly.
Right, you are, Endersword.
Andy?
I'm back. Hey, that was a great series. Don't throw Ketroc in the scrap pile just yet, as you did qualify for next season. So these top 4 bots, we've got Tier and MicroMachine will be going up against each other in our grand finals. But Ketroc and GenZbot are in our top 4. So they are qualified already for season 2, which will be starting in about a month or 2. So again, join the forum or the Discord for updates on that. But no, good stuff. Some great series so far. I think everyone hopefully is enjoying the show. I know you guys seem to be enjoying the game so far. Yes. Oh, and thank you so much as well for our super chats in YouTube. I've never even seen that until now. Virgilio, hopefully I'm saying that correctly. And Michael, thank you guys so much for using that. You can also use the Drek Scuffed emote in the YouTube if you're a subscriber or something. However that works, you get ad-free viewing as well if you watch the VODs. So for all of our, during the season matches. So we're going to go to a quick little break here. Thank you all so much for being here in our Season 1 of 2021 Grand Finals. Thank you to Endersword and Ketroc as well for being here. And big shout out to Drek Sama and Peter in the background, making this whole thing run and keeping it going for you all. Let's go ahead and do one more Crown Club member shout out as well before we hop into break, because you guys are awesome. We're back, ladies and gentlemen, for the grand finals here on ESChamp's ProBots Season 1 of 2021. Thank you all for being here. And again, check out all the VODs of this season. This has been one of our best seasons to date. The most amount of ace matches, just some of the closest, craziest games we have ever seen here on ProBots. Definitely worth the watch. And yeah, thank you to our Crown Club as well for your continued support. Again, if you have not received your artwork, go to the forum or I believe on the Patreon. You can get all of that and download it. What's that?
We should put them in NFTs next season.
Yeah, all right. Say that again. Oh yeah. So our old member, our shout out. Thank you, Old Man Toast. Right before the break, we had our Crown Club member shout out. He's always there. He's been here for a long time. He's always at the live events when we do them. So hopefully we'll be again doing those in seasons to come once everything in the world kind of settles down and
exactly. I miss him.
Normal.
I miss him.
I do miss the live events. They're a lot of fun. All right. Well, we're going to get things started here very shortly. Again, make sure you check out everything below us in the stream. You can download a bot template if you want to get into future seasons of ProBots. You just make your bot, submit it to the AI Arena ladder, and let it do its thing. Of course, if you want it to do well, you'll have to update it and actually put work into it. But anybody can make a bot these days. We've got a nice, simple template that you can follow and get started from there. So it's good stuff. Yeah. Let's go ahead and check out our match coming up here, Endersword. This is it. This is our season finale. Well, potentially. So the way this works, we've got MicroMachine versus Tier in the finals. That will show up eventually once they update that on the bracket. Now, if Tier wins, since he is in the upper bracket, if he wins this first series, this best of 5, he's won it all. He is our champion. If MicroMachine wins, we're going to have to do one more best of 5 because he's in the lower bracket. Yeah. So this is that double elimination format. So MicroMachine has got quite the hill to climb. He's got to win 2 best of 5s in a row if he wants to gain the Season 1 of 2021 championship title here. Tier's not going to make that easy, is he?
I don't think he is. I think he's, based on what we saw in this first series, I think we're either going to see Tier try something and fall on its face, yeah, or we're going to have 2 upset French guys. But
definitely might see some Taranters in the chat today.
Yeah, one of those things might happen, but yeah, we'll see. I'm curious to see what it could be, if that's kind of what happens. But yeah, I don't know. It's there was 2 levels of kind of cleverness to what Tier was trying to do. The first one, I think, is a little more appealing to people, which is like using the map and using kind of a strategy that would work. The other one was a little more direct on like, this will break your code.
Yeah.
and that's it. So yeah, we'll see which kind of approach he goes for here. Tier has always been kind of one of the bots with the most different builds. And not only the most different builds that are a variation, but like the most different builds that have nothing to do with each other. Mm-hmm. And MicroMachine is generally iterated on a theme that it will have kind of different openings, but it will generally be able to transition into a bigger game. Whereas Tier's builds are like in isolation.
Yeah, well, yes, just since he's been off that ladder, yeah, nobody really knows what to expect. Now, Ketroc was mentioning that he had some specific builds for MicroMachine, right? Coming up as well, or was it just
so? Well, yeah, I think the thought was that last year he had some and didn't get to use them because he never got far enough into the season. So I think he had some. I don't know whether those had ever come into their ladder before, because otherwise he would have had to kind of keep that powder dry for like 3 or 4 months. And of course now MicroMachine has changed really a fair bit, even just between the 2 seasons. What MicroMachine does is actually quite different than what it was doing last season, because it's now adapted to be able to be GenCbot, and it couldn't continue what it was doing and still counter that. So if Tier is still planning to use that old stuff, it may not work now. So I don't know what this is going to be.
Well, we're going to have to find out here. Let's go ahead and get it started. Ladies and gentlemen, this is potentially it. If Tier wins it here, this will be the final match here on ProBots. Our grand finals, a best of 5, Tier versus MicroMachine. Let's get into it.
Tears. Tier. Raph RR and Unusuals. MicroMachine.
Did you see that fun fact there?
That is. So I think, there's two fun
That
facts.
is a fun fact.
So the fun fact is that, if it will be the first time MicroMachine gets here and doesn't win, if it doesn't win, but also if it doesn't win, then it would be the first tier would become the first bot other than MicroMachine to win the tournament more than once.
Oh,
So far,
yeah.
everyone is a one-time winner except MicroMachine.
I think, you're right. That's a good point.
Yeah.
This is a best of 5, and we will hopefully get that lag fixed up here right away. Ladies and gentlemen, hang with us as we go through our 1 frame per second right there. This is a best of 5. Huh?
I like the quote, and I hope this is where the game is going then, that if he's going with a Tempest opener, which it just mentioned Tempest.
The hardest
and we
choices.
think that, hardest choices is to make Tempest or something. Tempest super balanced.
Well, he might be doing his 1 base Stalker build. That was how we saw him open up against Ketroc, and that was one of his final submission updates. Was one of his PVT updates was a Stalker all in. So might just be how he's going to kick it off this game too.
Yeah, could be here. This would be a different. It made a lot of, again, cleverness sense on the other map because there was such a backdoor to the main. On this one, there's not really that same sort of door, but it's always been viable for you to just jump over a cliff with stalkers. That's always been a thing that you can do. And you definitely could by the 3rd base there. So we'll see if that is the direction he goes. Obviously, a stalker's coming now, but he did mention Tempest, so we'll see if there is a Stargate or anything coming. But this first one will be chronoed out in order to help with the Reaper.
Oh, Robo.
It's a Robo. Okay, interesting then.
Oh, so is this his big? He does a big 2-base immortal push where he gets up to 5-6 immortals. Remember, and then just pushes. I can't remember if that was against a Zerg though or a Terran. I feel like it was against a Zerg.
Yeah, I think you're right. And I don't think that would be super great against MicroMachine. Not that that's ever really bad. 5-6 immortals is pretty much good against most things.
Yeah, anything on the ground.
Yeah. But given that we get a fairly early Banshee out, it could be a little tougher. And even the Cyclones, if they kind of harass on the way, are a little bit of a problem. But
as Reaper's trying to find an opening here, does get up the ramp. Oh, he will get away from the Stalker. Stalker almost had him been there. 2 Stalkers out now. Might be able to get him. I just want to point out, too, the math on MicroMachine's last chat, not this one, obviously, but on his last one was actually correct. He was down by 100% in army supply 2-1. So every now and then it seems to be right now. I'm sure there's a bunch of complex math going on.
It's more, I don't even think it's counting supply. I think it's like doing a probability or something, or a certainty level or something. There's more to it for sure. I kind of like what's coming. So it's a Marauder and a tank coming across with, I think, a Cyclone. If they get into a good position here, then they could definitely take out 3 Stalkers. But the tank is kind of creeping
forward.
About 4? A 4th one makes it actually tougher, but the Marauder has the concussive shell, and you can see the damage that this is doing. But there comes the Immortal, and I think this kind of shuts it down.
Yeah. Had the Immortal not shown up, this would have done a ton of damage.
If he kills the tank, and he's not going after the tank.
He really wants that Immortal. Or the Marauder, I mean.
Yeah.
Tank will get
He'll
killed
this anyway, but he could have done that for 1 Stalker cheaper at the very least.
Oh, and lost a lot less health on his Immortal as well. But still, tier will stabilize on 2 bases, which is very good. Worker count in his favor as well. So as long as he can just kind of hang tight for a little bit, which, the 2nd base is just now getting started really for MicroMachine. So Tier can sit back comfortably for a little bit, I think, and just kind of mass up Immortals. He's definitely going to need an observer for that cloak. Yeah, it's definitely necessary. Somebody in chat pointing out. Got to get that observer against MicroMachine.
Definitely.
Yeah, we saw it kind of take Ketroc, or no, I'm sorry, not Ketroc. Ketroc was doing that to Tier a little bit. The Banshees were being a little bit harassy, but
being a bit annoying. But it's also another thing. Detecting them is one thing, catching them is another. And if you don't really have anything, you kind of need either blink or something in the air to catch the Banshees, because you're not really going to run them down with the Stalkers. They're too good at kind of bouncing around the edges.
Well, here we go. We're going to see how he bounces through this mineral line. The Observer is out, so the Cloak is pretty much negated here. Banshee's going to get just one kill and a couple of pokes as it goes up into the main base.
Okay, riding the rails there. There's two Stalkers that prevent it from coming in. But yeah, you could see kind of the trap that things fall into, that they go to the back, and then by the time you get to the ramp and get up here, it's hard. But there's very little like dead air behind this base.
Yeah,
when it goes on the low end there. So yeah, it does end up taking that out.
Nice. So again, another pretty good hold, only losing one probe there to the Banshee harass. Reaper does manage to sneak in, but a Stalker's hot on its tail. Should be able to clean that up with no real problem here. Does get a scout of the air units, or the Stargate rather.
Yeah,
so
Stargate
it looks like
coming.
Tier might be transitioning into that later game. Maybe those Tempests. He's got Twilight as well coming, so he's really getting into that later game composition with a third base coming down behind all of this.
Yeah, there now the Banshee coming in. Now that the army is mostly moved out, a Banshee can definitely take care of one or two Stalkers, and the army had to come back here in order to try and deal with it. Although not all of it had to come back, but it did. But I think he'll get this as it's just a bad map for this.
Yeah, there's just nowhere to run. Once you get in that corner, you're stuck.
Whenever they try and go low like that.
I think you could just kind of hug the very right-hand side of it, but yeah, it's hard for a bot to recognize that.
I think it's probably that MicroMachine's Banshees, when they get hurt, try and return home. So there's no way back home that's safe, really.
Yeah. Good call. Good call. All right. Well, might have a push out here. We'll see how safe MicroMachine's third base location is. He does have two tanks out that are sieging up here, but 4 Immortals are going to come and try to tear through this. A lot of bio's going to soften it up, though, and 1 Immortal goes down. 2 Immortals down. 3 and 4 are going to probably go down here. Yep, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I think he's kind of going to get pulled apart here. A really weird situation, actually. You never see Immortals run in front of Stalkers.
Yeah,
like
that's
always,
why.
the natural speed of the army puts your Stalkers or any speed lots in front of the Immortals naturally. He ran in 4 naked Immortals, and then the Stalkers came later. That was the only way he could lose that fight, to be honest.
Yeah, well, and there is some merit to you having the Immortals first. Obviously, they can soak up some of that initial damage, that kind of thing. But yeah, they just clumped up and stood in the front.
They were too far ahead. Yeah, it meant that they get targeted down. Like, if you knew that that's what you're doing intentionally, trigger your barrier and kite them back. But that's not what they were just dying.
Another Immortal just died too. The Phoenix are going down. I thought the Phoenix transition was a really good idea just to help deal with the medevacs, the Vikings, just to maybe get some lifts off, but there's just not enough at a Tier, and his third base is under heavy fire. He's going to lose a lot of probes. He does have a third base coming up on the middle right-hand side of the map, though, so there might be a fallback plan here, but he's down now, almost 20 workers, and it's just the army supply that's the big problem.
Yeah, army supply is
got no army. He's just dead without an army.
Yeah, I don't think there's any core to come back with.
Yeah, there's
he also just didn't have that much gateway production. He can't warp in like 4 things at a time. He just doesn't have it.
Yeah, and once you lose that backbone of the Immortals, then you've got nothing.
Yeah, there's nothing to hang your hat on, and there wasn't a need for it initially, but there was no defense like shield batteries or anything like that to fall back to. Yeah. So that will now overwhelm.
Game 1 going to MicroMachine, already beginning his climb to the top. Again, he has to win 2 best of 5s in order to claim the Season 1 title here. But hey, great start, good way to kick it off, showing that he can go toe-to-toe with the best of them. And kind of like you were saying earlier, right? One of the only ways to beat MicroMachine sometimes is just doing a dirty cheese.
Yeah, get it dirty early, like some sort of like this one wasn't particularly like dirty or anything. It's a standard build, but can he get out there early enough to really blunt the blunt the aggression of MicroMachine. He did an okay job, or I mean, a really good job actually controlling the Banshees. I think some of that is map dependent. So I think this was the best map to do that, to be able to trap. And if he couldn't do that and there were like 2 Banshees still running around, I think he wouldn't have been able to push out. He also tried to push out before that. And because the Banshees came in, he came home. But he was going to go with like 3 Immortals, and before that third base was established. And had he got established on that side, I think it could have been different. And then the engagement was, again, Immortals first. It just wasn't a good attack, but yeah, interesting.
Yeah, if you lose the backbone of your army that quickly like that, there's almost no coming back. All right, well, we're going to get game number 2 loaded up very shortly here. As soon as I see a timer, we'll know when. But no, this is a great way to end the season here. Kind of a rematch of 2 longtime veterans of ProBots. We have seen Tier and MicroMachine in multiple final days in the top 4 multiple times. MicroMachine with multiple titles. Tier looking to grab his second, according to you. I could have sworn Tier had won 2 already, though. Am I making that up? Maybe I might be.
Wikipedia again, but I
could just ask the author. He's hanging out here in chat, Simon.
but I like checking Wikipedia.
Oh, is it all on Wikipedia?
I think it's all on Wikipedia.
I'm gonna look that up right now. Check out our Wikipedia page, everybody. Apparently, we have one. Is that a thing? ESChamp.
Yeah, somebody went and filled it all in for years.
Oh, no way! Oh, look at that! Holy crap!
It's all of it right back to the
start.
start.
I was just thinking earlier today too, man. It's like it'd be cool to have a trophy and then put every winner name on it, kind of thing. Dang, look at that! H-Jax, our season 1 winner. Yeah. Dimitrobot.
Season 2 with the Zealots. And see, now that was an exploitative season. It was all, he did nothing but probe rushes in the entire group stage, and then nothing but Zealot rush in the entire. So yeah, I
thought there was a lot more ProBots before I came around, because I came around in 2019 season 1, right? Was there only 2 seasons before me?
We had only done
not even the full season.
Yeah, before you joined, we'd only done a few.
Oh, there's a couple of little missing there.
Okay.
Interesting. All right. Well, you can catch our most recent stuff there in Wikipedia. Very cool. Yeah. So yeah, according to this, Tier with just 1 win. So looking to gain title number 2 today. We'll see if he can do so. Let's hop into game number 2 of this best of 5 MicroMachine versus Tier here on ProBots. My name isn't on it.
Tier.
Where are they going?
I think you know.
Oh yeah. Let's wait until the intro starts.
Rat RR and Unusuals. MicroMachine.
All right. Now, is this the recall? Because this is more probes than the recall.
Yeah, so this isn't the same thing he did against Ketroc. So let's see what this is.
It's a different. It's amazing to me that Tier has multiple variants of probe rushes.
Yeah,
it's just incredible.
You can't just do one.
Now, I think he should still recall, right? Because I think I remember seeing this maybe a season or 2 ago against MicroMachine, even where he did this attack and then just ended up recalling once it didn't work out in the end or something.
I think he might just be winning the fight.
Oh God, I hope it's not this laggy for everybody. Oh, it is.
Yeah, it's definitely laggy.
So sorry, everybody. We're gonna get that lag fixed up here. I'm sure.
This is our PowerPoint presentation of a probe rush.
Drexama keeps alt tabbing and watching YouTube videos or something.
I think he just keeps. I think he's just gonna win.
With the probes, it looks like
a little bit unexpected.
Tier hates going down a game in a series, and he will just instantly come back with just a full. And this wasn't even the recall kind of cheesy one. Try to force a weird reaction. It was just a fight, and in that kind of numbers with the shields and the micro probes are going to win.
Yeah,
don't worry, y'all didn't miss much. It was just a scrappy probe fight there.
And I don't know. I'm scared that you may just get to see it again anyway.
Yeah, if this crashes.
Yeah, in the next game.
Oh, in the next series, yeah. If it just, oh my God, if Tier just wins now, the whole
By
series, it's
doing
like, okay, I tried game 1 to do a normal game. It didn't work. I'm just going to win now. Oh, there's the recall. Okay, so he lifts, and now we're going to have to wait for Tier to get an air unit, which he doesn't have anything, even a pylon at this moment. But MicroMachine also has no workers or money.
Yeah, he's 5 minerals short of
So,
what he would need to rebuild.
Oh, that sucks. 5 minerals.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, because I think he would win if he could start getting workers out now, because he's got the barracks done. It would give him time to get the orbital, maybe. Wow. All right. Well, I guess we'll sit here and watch this because it's the rules.
That's the
But
way
Tier has secured the victory. We know Tier goes into Stargate. So.
Yeah.
All right.
Eventually.
Yeah. Sorry about that lag. It looks like it is fixed up now, everybody. Of course, it's the finals. It wouldn't be a finals here on ProBots without intense lag every now and then. So.
Always got to be that way. At least
There
a
we go.
little.
Stalkers coming, sealing the deal here. All right, GG Tier will tie things up in this best of 5. And we could potentially see another Pro Brush. We did see it in the last series. He did do 2 Pro Brushes in a row. So, I mean, hey, if it's working, it's working. Yeah, I love that he's got multiple Pro Brush variants where he'll send 5 or 7 or however many sometimes. He'll send all of them this time. Which is great. Yeah, had a Reaper gotten out, that definitely would have cleared things out. All right, well, game number 3 will get loaded up here, and we're all tied up. So we've got a few more games at the very least. So stick around, get comfortable, grab your drinks. We might get some long macro games out of this. Fingers crossed.
We might.
I'm hoping.
We might get a
might
lot
not.
more of that.
Yeah,
Let's see what happens. Definitely, I expect MicroMachine will change its build, but does the game even get long enough that matters if Tier just does the same thing?
Yeah. And Tier just wants us to get to he wants to face the humans. He wants humans versus ProBots. Again, make sure you stick around after our grand finals here. We will be doing our humans versus bots all kill format. Try to save humanity thing. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Endersword will not be playing saving humanity this time around, though. So we're going to have to rely on other people. We did get games from Silver, Diamond, no Diamonds, Masters. Oh, yeah, Diamond, Grandmaster, and Master players, I think.
Okay.
So just kind of a nice wide spectrum of play here. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Make sure you stick around, get everybody in here. And if you want to play against the bots yourself, you can do so. You can download the bot and try it if you are in the Crown Club. And I'm ready. Let's do it. I'm just gonna go ahead and start doing it, and then we're gonna stare at the screen until it starts. Ladies and gentlemen, game number 3 of this best of 5, this TVP. Our grand finals here on ProBots. Let's see what happens. Maybe going to see another worker rush. Maybe we'll see a Reaper manage to get out this time. Who knows? But let's find out.
Tier.
All right, well.
Wrath RR and Unusuals. MicroMachine.
I like how it does the intro on just the empty Nexus. There's just no work. All right.
We'll repeat. Let's see what it's going to do. How's it going to respond?
Well,
they're a little further in this time. They got to fight a little further down on the ramp before. We'll see.
It's the pullback. They don't engage when they don't have shields. And the SCVs are never going to get that health back.
Yeah.
The probes are getting their shields. So the second that this second skirmish starts is when the probes start winning. So yeah, already right now the probes are winning. Yeah. And ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be game number 3 going to our Protoss player.
It does seem like it. I really want the barracks.
Oh, finish! Oh, it's
Barracks
so
finish?
close.
Yeah,
Oh,
no dice.
oh, he's
But-
gonna dive. No,
Yeah. He's gonna die for it and keep dying because
He's
each
gonna
of
keep
these are
diving.
gonna be.
one of these
Easily-
SCVs is gonna get across that end zone.
They're each gonna have 5
Yes.
They're not gonna make it.
Ah, they just have to touch it. Ender Sword. It's like one screw
Yeah.
is not in place.
They're not gonna. They're not gonna do it.
If he sent 2 at a time, it would work.
Yeah.
And the probes are even teasing, like they're going down south, like, oh look, there's plenty of room.
Yeah. Well, it'll die now anyway. He's got a lot of more minerals this time.
He's not making anything though.
He's not making anything. Yeah. Something.
He's just giving up on life.
Something stopped him. Something may prompt him to move this and remake though.
Yeah, once it starts getting attacked. Oh, interesting. The SCV's
yeah.
gone caused it.
That's actually more unfortunate because these are just going to die. He'd be better off obviously picking up and going and then building 4, but he'll just have them die one by one.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, game number 3 going to tier with another cheeky pro build. We might have a very quick grand finals here on ProBots.
Here's the pickup. He's got enough money for 2 SCVs.
Oh my god. He
Let's
almost had the barracks finished, Ender Sword.
Yeah, it was very, very close.
If he had gotten 1 Reaper out,
Yeah,
I think he just turns this around and wins.
it's quite possible. You still have to survive like 12.
Oh, don't
12
repair. What are you doing?
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Okay, well, at least he got 2. He didn't repair to like. Okay, well, I don't know what that guy's doing. At least he didn't repair away the second guy's SCV part, but he's going to try and repair it to full before it builds a third one.
Yep.
They're
Hey,
just
man,
gonna-
you got to make sure your bunkers are in, or your buildings are in chip shape there.
Yeah.
All right, it's at a healthy enough level now. He'll just mine.
All right, it's
But no,
okay.
again, once the stalkers
I,
get across,
I want to know what coding was there, Raph. Like you repair until the CC's at 97% health. then we're okay.
then we're good. Yeah, Tyr just wants to get to this human versus bots exhibition, and he wants to take the win. And he is now 1 game away from doing so.
Yeah.
Ender Sword, just 1 game, and we have got a second title for Tyr. Wow, yeah, Tyr just absolutely ravaging the upper bracket this season, and now in the grand finals, showing absolutely no mercy for the Terran race. It does not give a damn
Kind of no mercy for like anyone.
for anybody. Tyr's in it to win.
It's just like just do thing that wins. I don't care if it's pretty.
Hey, it works.
Yeah, and I mean Tears I feel like Tears had like 9 seasons of pretty, and this one's just ugly. ugly.
I don't know. It's not. It's still pretty. It's still. I think
Yeah.
pretty fancy looking. He's got the stalker all in with the hallucinations. He's got the various worker rushes customized to each Terran, individual Terran. Like
Sure, they
how much
customized
fancier
for-
do you want, Ender Sword?
That's true. You've got to adapt a lot. Like this is kind of the part is like it is true to adapt to all different ways that someone could be worker rushing you is really hard.
Yeah.
Like it was easy when it was just like someone sent them across and attacked and you just had to come up with the defense. It's getting so elaborate that what do you do?
Well,
And
now
I
they
think-
can recall home.
Well, and another thing with and this is the point that I kind of think that it's most interesting to see AIs get to is or just bots in general, not necessarily AI, but is I think there are certain things in StarCraft II where if you do them, you win. And there is no defense to them. Like, and I think if one of the races is better at worker rushing, such that you can always worker rush before someone can have a full wall, then you just win.
Well, but that's it. I don't think you can, because if you prioritize the money right, if you see that coming, with your scout or something, you can fully wall off in time.
Well,
right?
do you have time to scout?
Just
and
to start
wall?
a second
Yeah,
debug.
you'd have to start it, you'd have to kind of like, yeah.
Well, that's
you-
it. That's how as Terran, that's all you got to do is start it, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
block
It's
counter
definitely
it.
hard.
Yeah, definitely hard. Because it also, if someone has started like a 3 depot wall, and then the Protoss knows that I can force you to make a 3 depot wall by doing this, and then I recall back to my mineral line that I'm necessarily ahead. Like there's certain things I think that will become the case that if someone does it perfectly, it is not possible to counter it. And it would have to be a very, very early game thing, but that's the type of thing where like when you hear of like AI solving a game, like AIs win checkers. You cannot beat it because it's a solved game. And I think this is kind of I was always wondering, would there be a solved solution to StarCraft on the earliest level? And if probes are simply better than the other two workers, maybe there is.
Well, I think we can all agree everything Protoss is better than the other two races.
Clearly.
But that's just my own personal thoughts. It does not reflect the thoughts of ESChamp or its affiliates. Ladies and gentlemen, game number 4, potentially the final game here in our grand finals. Tier just needs to take this win and to claim the title. MicroMachine, though, we'll see if he can stage a comeback. Let's get into it. Tier, you dirty, dirty.
Tears. Tier.
He's just trying to balance things, man. It's just what he does.
Wrath RR and Unusuals. MicroMachine.
Did we just preemptively put 3 wins up for Tier?
I think we can go ahead and assume it'll work. Barracks hasn't even started.
Yeah, this is it. Well, it's a
Ender Sword.
fast PF build this time, so it wasn't gonna
Yeah.
do it as quick. I think this is shorter rush distance as well.
Oh, the lag. Oh, the lag. Sorry, everybody.
Watch.
It's
just
the
too much
workers.
micro.
They lag everything out.
Too much micro.
Ooh, a probe just went down. That's
Probe
good.
was, I think, the first to die. Yeah.
That's good start. Good start. But yeah, it's just again, it's the shield recharge. They're smart enough that the majority of them will be able to fall back and get enough shields back that a second engagement will always be in the probe's favor. That's just how it works. Kind of to your point, they're the ultimate worker.
They are better. But he's actually lost 2, and MicroMachine hasn't lost any yet. But now it will start to turn.
Yeah, it's about to, I think, go heavily in Tier's favor. Wow, yeah, MicroMachine doing a hell of a job right now. He's
It's a lot
actually
better.
repairing his workers this time.
Well, because
That's why
again,
he's still fighting.
yeah, I think you're right.
Oh my
So
god.
He's actually got more of a fighting chance because he didn't build the barracks. But
So he's
because
got
he
one-
didn't build the barracks, there's also no escape strategy to this. Like if he had started a barracks this time, then it would be done now.
Oh,
But-
and look how low all the workers are. They're about to just die to one poke. Wow, what a hell of a fight, though.
Yeah.
They really tried that time. They really did. All right,
Like-
well,
There
Ender
you go.
Sword. That's it.
Yeah. That is it.
All right,
That is
go home. We're done.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah. So tier winning season, like overall season 10 or 11 with a season 2 strategy.
Hey, whatever works.
That works.
Give it up, ladies and gentlemen, for our season 1 of 2021 grand champion recalling home to build up his final Stalker army to
Yeah.
take the win and the title. His second win here in ProBots of all time, getting close to MicroMachine. MicroMachine has what, 3 wins, 4 wins?
I think only 2 actually, but it's always been in the.
No, he's got at
Near
least
the
3.
end. Yeah.
Because he won one before I
Maybe
came around too,
right.
right?
I don't know. Again, I was looking at the Liquipedia. It's got 2 there. I don't know if we're missing a season.
Micro. Yeah, I could have sworn he won a 3rd one. All right. Well, either way, we have got our 2 top bots, I think you could say, of ProBots all time, MicroMachine and Tier. And then Tier will end up taking
very-
this win.
Very different styles. This
Very
season.
different. Well, I do have to say, MicroMachine looked so good this season, especially after last season getting sniped out pretty early. Did just an absolutely beautiful job this time around and had some phenomenal games. Took out GensiBot in just the most amazing rematch after one of the best series we've ever seen in ProBots history. That TVT, again, go watch. It was like week 5 or 6, I forget exactly, but go watch the VODs, check it out. Just some incredible games out of MicroMachine this season. So well done, everybody. Let's give them a round of applause.
Good stuff.
We did it.
Did indeed. And yeah, there's the stat.
Wow, there's actually a lot of workers out right now. Okay, there's GG. A lot more workers than I thought there would be.
Yeah, I didn't know he had the money, but yeah, exactly. Well, because he didn't build the barracks this time. It was,
change things around. All right, well, that does it. We have our season champion. And see, this would have been the perfect time for you. Now, was it dumb to not bring the Thanos glove, or was it dumb?
It would have been good.
Yeah, it would have been real good.
It would have definitely been good to do it, but
opportunity missed.
Yeah, there's the snap. I mean, it shows. Like, I guess Thanos wasn't looking for infinity gems to try and be a good sport.
That's true.
He just wanted to get them all and then kill everyone. So
Tyr did just that.
Yeah, that's what he did. So that's it.
Congratulations, Tyr. Well done, Simon, hanging out in the chat. Everybody, give him a round of applause at home. He did a phenomenal job. And give a round of applause to all of our authors this season. Again, we have just had one of the most incredible seasons to date. Our top 4 bots are qualified for Season 2. So we have Tyr, Ketroc, MicroMachine, and GensiBot all qualified for our next season. Well
Indeed.
Done. Well done. Good stuff. What a great season. This was a lot of fun.
It was good. Some people, it may have been a mildly anticlimactic ending, but it was at least a twist on the whole thing.
Yeah, I kind of like a revert back to the old school, the early
it is a reminder that this is what they are. It's like they are bots. Reminder. And so it's a very, like, they're always you always have to go back to basics.
Yeah.
And almost no matter how complicated you get, there's going to be some twist that someone can put on it that will win. But yeah, but it may just force things. Like it's true of like all meta, essentially, that the whole idea of meta game and everything is to force people to do things that they don't want to do, because if they don't do them, then they'll lose to a thing, or they're vulnerable to losing to that thing. And then once it's established that if you don't do X, you lose to Y, then you must always do X, or else Y could always be threatened. But then because everyone does X, no one does Y anymore. Like, that's how it goes. But then it always reverts back. There's a point, and it's true whether it's players or bots or whatever, there's a point in the game that people forget why they were doing X, and then they stop doing it, or they try and cut a corner around it, and then Y comes back.
Yeah.
Or some variation of it. And that tends to happen. There was, to give like the player example, there was always I send an overlord out to scout this position, and then it is game theory. And then it became a thing to be like, well, I'm then gonna immediately make something to snipe that overlord. And then so the Zergs started to try and cheat to not send the overlord out to the position, but the whole idea was you were scouting a fairly specific thing. So once the overlord wasn't there anymore, then the player went back to doing the thing that the overlord was supposed to scout in the first place. And so you had to then basically concede the fact that you must sacrifice your overlord in order to defend against this. So it's that sort of thing that it may just be the case that it becomes a standard. I mean, if we go a few seasons back, the bots didn't wall off at all. It may become the case that it becomes standard that you must just wall off your ramp, or you must do a 0 scout, and you just have to.
Because you never know when a whole line of probes is headed your way.
Yeah, so that may just become you have to do that or you're exploitable sort of thing.
Yeah, definitely. Well, yeah, Tyr showing us the true exploits there and taking a nice quick win here in ProBots. And yes, we are about to do some humans versus ProBots matches. So stick around. We are going to go to a quick break before that, and we'll get Ketroc back in here as well to join us. So yeah, stick around, hit that little thumbs up button, tell all your friends to get in here. We've got Team Meatbags versus Team Bots coming up here on ProBots. Again, make sure you check out our Crown Club to get behind the scenes content and exclusive artwork every season. You can again download that on our Patreon or on the forum if you are a Crown Club member. So check it out. It's a great way to support future seasons of ProBots and get some cool behind the scenes perks like Post Bots, our little show we do. We'll be kicking that off again next season as well. Just some extra content for you guys. Yeah, good stuff. Anything you want to say to our lovely fans before we go to break, Endersword?
No, I'm curious to see how the humans are going to perform this season and see who we got. Again, I'm not in there, as unfortunately I was in transit for the past week. So yeah, let's see if you guys can, live up to my standards. That's all.
Can anybody? Yeah, we'll find out. Stick around. We will have our all-kill format. We've got 5 bots going up against Team Meatbags. And we'll see who will come out the victor. As soon as the ProBots win, I think humanity's done for. So let's keep our fingers crossed for Team Humans and see what happens. But thank you all for tuning in to our grand finals here on Season 1 of 2021. It has been a great season. Go check out all the VODs from the season if you missed anything. There were some incredible matches this season. Obviously, I think MicroMachine Gency Bot is kind of, our highlight.
Yeah, if you haven't watched those two best of threes, both of them, watch them because they're by far the highest level thing we've had.
Yes, and then we get here to the grand finals where Tier brings us back down to the mud, to the basics, as it were. But hey, it works out well. Thank you all for being here. We're going to do a quick little 5-minute break, and then we will be back with Humans versus ProBots here on ESChamp. We are back, everybody. Thank you for your patience, and thank you for joining us on this final day of Season 1 ProBots here. We are joined by Ketroc and Endersword once more for our Humans versus ProBots totally legitimate show match. Best of 5. May the best race win, humans or bots. Who's it going to be? Endersword, what do you think?
Historically, humans.
Yes, we have won every time. The fact that we are here speaking to you today shows that the bots have not yet won.
Yeah, that's it. We've always had the backup plan of we can just throw better and better humans at it until we win. Usually they we've always tried to estimate kind of an approximate level of the bots, and I think it's traditionally been like low diamond that things go. So then we throw like pro players and GMs at it, and it's fun to watch.
It's gone we've had some bots go toe to toe with around Masters, before. So
I think the key is always whether or not the person has watched or is aware of it at all.
Yes,
so,
that is a big part of it.
For instance, like Scarlett played, but she makes bots. Like she knows what they do and she's watched it, so didn't have a problem. But we had like Steadfast play MicroMachine one year, and he's like a mid-tier GM, and he almost lost. He came very close to losing, where the battle cruisers would almost take over, but he had never seen MicroMachine play, so had no expectation. I think a diamond player that has watched a few seasons of ProBots is probably better than a Masters 1 player who hasn't watched. But
in the matchup,
if you know, then you'll have some sense of what's going on.
Now we've got Ketroc's bot as one of our bots able to play as well. This is the second season, I believe, that Ketroc has been playable against, correct?
Yes. Last season it made like 4 engineering bays to start the game because I hadn't worked out all the real-time bugs. Yeah. But hopefully it's a little more functional this time.
Yeah, we do have 5 bots that Team Humans will be going up against all the way up to Grand Masters. We have 1 GM player. So get buckled in, get comfortable, get everybody in here, because we've got some fun best of ones. Basically, it's a team tournament. So what were we talking earlier? It's like the team. What's the team format?
It's just a best of 5.
It's just best of 5.
Just a best of 5.
Best of 5 team kill thing though. So yeah, the team format. Fun.
The goal for us spots will be to try to win before the GM gets into the game, because he's probably not going to be beatable. We'll find out though.
We will indeed find out. I believe our first game, is just about ready here. So thank you all again for your support and for coming and hanging out with us on this awesome final day of Season 1. Join the forum and or the Discord to make sure you stay up to date with when Season 2 will be starting. But let's go ahead and kick things off. Team Meatbags versus Team Bots. Let's go. Here on ProBots.
Okay, I guess there's no intros, right? So.
Oh yeah. I was waiting for the other. I was like, oh yeah, it's a human player. Good call.
Someone.
And here in the top right, Foo5680, aka I believe Michael, is the submitter. Michael, not Bolton. I wanted to.
Is he the Protoss though?
No, he's the
He's
Terran.
the
This is
Protoss.
Tier. Tier is the Protoss.
No, I don't
Oh,
believe
right,
that's correct.
right,
I think
yeah.
this is
Tier?
this is
Yeah.
Ketroc, and it's going to be versus Michael, who is the
Yeah.
Silver League.
Oh,
human
did the
player.
intro lie to us then? It's no.
I think it did do that.
What the
I
I
hell?
don't know. I don't know though.
I don't even know what game we're in anymore. Then. Okay, so ignore the intro screen. So this is Ketroc versus Michael.
Cannon
Yeah.
rush detected.
Yeah. People don't talk like that. Nor,
How do you know?
Nor do they type two lines instantly.
Whole bunch of pylons going up.
Yeah, so I like this. So we get an attempted cannon rush by our human player. Sometimes these can work. I like that one is kind of blocking the ramp there. But
All right, going for the cannon
yeah.
rush. Jeez, here.
what's he gonna do?
Now I believe Ketroc has dealt with cannon rushes before, so this
Yeah.
shouldn't be too bad, right?
Deploying the right amount of SCVs to them, and that probe is kind of getting low. And so that's for nothing right now. And I don't think he canceled those.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I think he missed the cancel. Not getting any of these cannons walled off too, which is kryptonite for bots.
Yeah,
I'm sorry about the lag, everybody. We'll hopefully get that tidied up here. Yeah, sure.
there's a cancel, but yeah, he's just not getting anything going here. So good defense so far by Ketroc.
Was that just a win then? Because there's like another cannon's coming down, so maybe he's gonna try to keep it going from the low ground. Another probe has shown up as well, but Ketroc is just dealing so perfectly with this, not overreacting, pulling just the right amount of SCVs. Great defense so far. Now that a Marine's out, I do believe this should be over.
Yeah, he'll get these probes shut down now, and then probably start taking apart the pylons. And human player, Mr. Metachlorian, just sticking with this.
Oh, there he is in chat. Michael Holton. There we go.
Yeah.
Team Humans here is about to go down by one game by the looks of it, though. Rough start, but we've always managed to make a comeback, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, tried to
Silver League
the
cannon
wow
rush.
given. So I think a little impressed by the correct cannon rush playing. And yeah, I think if you don't kind of wall them in or do something to block it off, then it's an easy calculation to say, okay, I send 4 SCVs and that's enough.
Yeah, Tier has actually been
Yeah.
giving some fits to some of the bots by being the first bot to attempt to walling cannons with pylons.
Yeah.
It can be difficult, really difficult actually, to figure that out with the terrain and edge of the base and stuff. But he's done it somewhat, and it's pretty good against like worker defense.
Yeah, Ketroc's bot is very good with this early cannon rush defense, it seems. It just does go to show you have to have these early game situations kind of dealt with as a bot. You know, you have to be able to deal with the early cannons, the early whatever's coming across. So well done, Ketroc. We'll put Team Ketroc bot, not this Ketroc. We'll put Team ProBots up 1-0.
He's kind of responsible for it.
Yeah,
The uprising has begun.
You're the fault. You're the reason that humans are going to fall to the bots. I knew it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll get another game loaded up here. Thanks for joining us. If you have just tuned in, this is our Humans versus ProBots exhibition We do this at the end of every season. Just a fun little test to kind of see at about which level the bots are hovering at. So, and yeah, he was a Silver League. We just saw Ketroc up against a Silver League player. And yeah, most of the bots at this point are at least Diamond level. I think we could safely say at the lowest.
Yeah, and I think it's a thing too where their micro is higher than Diamond level.
Oh, the micro is like GM.
Yeah, micro is GM level, like superhuman level, but it's obviously you can still exploit some of the decision making and gaps and things like that.
Yeah. Bots are Diamond level, but there's nothing Diamond level about them. They're just a mix of Grandmaster, Micro, and Bronze decision making, and you mix that together, and you get a nice little Diamond level bot.
Yeah, it's like someone doing a triathlon, but they can't swim, but they're really fast at
really good runners.
Yeah.
All right, well, we got a couple minutes to kill here. All right, well, let's talk about our next game coming up. So we, I believe, have coming up next. Oh, who was it? He said
it's going to be Draxon, who is a Diamond 3 Protoss, and he'll be taking on Spiny.
All right,
top Zerg bot.
That'll be an interesting one because Spiny can do an awful lot of things too. Like there's a diversity to play there. Spiny often though does try and kind of read what his opponent's doing and then kind of will make decisions to like late game macro if it feels it's safe. Against a human, it's harder to make that call because the human can then adapt to what you're doing. So
Spiny's pretty good with the adaptation himself though. So
we'll see what it does. Yeah, it's one that you're not going to go into the game knowing exactly what Spiny's going to do.
Yeah.
I noticed when I was playing Spiny on the ladder, he was open like 3 hatcheries before he even took a spawning pool against me.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm going to make a build where I just do a 7 racks all in and punish this guy. And I did that, but he scouts it, immediately cancels his third, throws up spines at his natural, and rushes roaches and holds it. So he's very good at adapting things that's like he hasn't even seen before.
Yeah, I think that's the key is whether you can respond scouting wise and know if it's wrong or not. Thanks, Michael, for the
super chat.
The super chat.
So another super chat there.
Super chat after the cannon rush.
And thank you for the replays as well. Thank you to everybody for the games here. It's a lot of fun. These are the first time that we are seeing these games, so keeps a bit of mystery to it all. But
we know that this time around,
played.
We put out a bit of an open call for replays, and we got a lot. So some of them have been selected to do this,
to highlight the bots. Well, what the point of this all is to really highlight the bots and to show what they've how they've evolved, kind of what point they're at. Oh, I believe our next game is ready, so let's go ahead and see where we're at with game number 2, humans versus bots.
Loading screen. I like how the programming language for humans is DNA. That was very clever. We are written in DNA. That's true.
Well, and it makes sense to have Tier's image there. He is kind of he just won the season, so he's kind of the leader of the bots right now. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we've got again Zerg versus Protoss here. Now, wait, which one is the human? The
Protoss is the human,
Protoss is, and
the Zerg is Spiny.
The Zerg.
Oh, that's right. It's Spiny. That's right. Yeah. Guess which is which. Yeah, we're gonna eventually work that segment into ProBots. That would be really fun for the post-bot show. Do a little, is it human, is it bot?
Oh man, what if Tier breaks out his probe rush? I was always thinking that probe micro might be something that humans wouldn't be able to handle at all.
I don't think they would. Yeah, like it's too. Like a human would have to know. It's an example of you'd have to know to wall off. Because I
tried to work a rush Ketroc once as a Protoss, and I got whooped. We saw Tier obviously with his perfect micro able to deal with it, but yeah, as a human, I got absolutely whooped by Ketroc when I tried to work a rush him. So
I think the only way you could do it as a human would be engage the first rush normally. When it starts to pull back for damage shields, you stay at the top of your ramp, pull like 4 workers back to mine, and only snipe 1 probe at a time when it comes up. It would be hard to do, but I think that's the way you do it. So
Smart
here we get
cancel.
another attempted cannon rush. And this
Come
time,
on, humans. Is this all we
the
got?
drone is going only after the pylon, which is weird. And he's not sending more drones down to deal with this. So this is going to get in place. Drone will fall.
I think there's something psychological about that, where human players who maybe have never cannon rushed on the ladder, when they're playing a bot, they're like, I think I should cannon rush.
Yeah.
It's just, there's just something about playing a bot that makes you want to
exploitative. Yeah.
Test its limits, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, Spiny surviving for now has the Roach Warren coming down, so could do its 1-base Ravager build. We've seen it do.
We've also seen him defend Cannon Rush with Ravagers in the past. He faced, what was it, last season against Doogie Howitzer. Got contained with cannons and rushed out the Ravagers and broke his way out using that long range of the bile.
Yeah, definitely. It's one of the better ways to do it once you get kind of contained. But in this case, it's a very mild cannon rush that he could clear up with the 3 roaches. So we'll see what he does.
Yeah, it was actually a victory for Daxon here. He has a pylon and a cannon to cancel a hatchery and kill a drone. That's probably worth it.
Yeah.
Especially as there's no second hatchery going down anywhere.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, there wasn't a rollout to it, and he's just kind of continued on teching. Like, this is one of the cheapest ways to do it. Usually to stop like a real Zerg, you're going to need more pylons, more cannons. Even if you end up canceling them, you need to have the upfront like resources. And here he's just going to bile. Very focused on the pylon itself.
Yeah,
well, smart.
It could be random, but it's also smart.
Yeah, just safe.
Yeah, does take it out.
Now let's see.
And he still wants to only do depowered cannon.
Practicing, all right? He's making sure his aim is good.
My bot doesn't check to see if cannons are powered either. It's just one of those things you don't think to edge cases you don't think to look for. But now he's broken out. Let's see if we do see an expansion out of Spiny. That would be nice.
Yeah, we're getting
I'd like to see an attack with how greedy that our Protoss has been. Another base coming up, +1, 2 Stargates.
Yeah.
He has 0 army right now. Spiny just wins if he pushes across.
And expanding at to the bottom base on Golden Wall. So he broke through the mineral wall, which means he only needs to hold his main base, main ramp.
Yeah, and I think he's got. Can we see his main base? Did he build cannons up there?
He must have.
Yeah.
He's got a shield
no
battery.
Yeah,
okay, yeah.
So he's good. There's one kind of Artosis pylon there, but that's okay.
A few biles will start taking that down, but Phoenix on the way now as well. Another base, so greedy. Greedy Protoss.
And
Ravagers could break that front if an Overlord is there to grant vision.
Yeah.
We also are used to biles being useless versus air units because bots are pretty good at dodging the biles for the most part. But that may not be the case for humans. Maybe Void Rays and Phoenix will start dying to Ravager biles. We'll have to see.
Somebody I don't think this is in Ravager biles last week or something.
Yeah, there's a few bots that don't have that coded yet, but there's even one of those other edge cases you never think of is to dodge your own biles. So we've had Zerg bots like charge into their own biles and lose a whole bunch of Zerglings and stuff.
Yeah, we've seen a bit of that. And the Phoenix will start taking over the Overlord area.
That's nice, clearing up some vision there. Because Spiny does rely on his vision and scouting for a decent amount of its decision making, right?
Yeah.
And we know one of the weaknesses with Spiny is that he likes to, he too much so, he likes to send his Overlords across the map to those little high ground positions. And sometimes you'll end up losing like 12, 15 Overlords because he keeps sending them across the map.
Yeah, and he does have the Lings everywhere. He finds that base on the top there as well. And actually, did he cancel it when he found it?
Wow, heavy supply block for Spiny here. That's going to hurt. Yeah, finally some more Overlords, but he's going to be a couple of Overlords down. That's going to give our greedy Protoss a chance to come back. Yeah, did he? What happened to that upper left base?
I think as soon as a lane came in, I think he canceled the next.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's smart.
Yeah.
Man,
Although
it's
it's one of those things where it's smart against the human because it's a proxy base. It may not make a difference against the bot that wasn't going to attack it. Like a human would see that and be like, well, I can clearly go kill that, but it may not.
Oh, the supply block hurts. This is really slowing Spiny down here.
Yeah, Spiny didn't really drone up too much either. I think the issue is he got sent down the cannon rush defense decision tree, and he was very focused on getting out units and not creating drones. And he wasn't able to recognize this transition.
Yeah, that's weird that he's got the 15 drones but 3 bases.
Yeah.
And he's adding more on now, but yeah, this is really quite strange.
Yeah.
Gonna lose queens to the pickups here as well.
I mean, there is still a decent standing force for Spiny.
Yeah.
For the time being, but yeah, finally more drones are starting to get cranked out here, so I would like to see Spiny get into the later game. I think that's where Spiny's really going to shine, is once we get up to the really big composition of like infestors or something.
Yeah, the thing will be, does he ever end up getting there? There's already kind of the Phoenix are really taking control here. They could just pick this entire army up, and they're going to start taking out drones at a crazy pace. And the Zealots with speed there are going to be great at clearing out these bases as well. So is he ever going to get his feet under him?
Yeah, and every 50 energy on these Phoenix is a dead drone. So
yeah.
Sorry about that lag, everybody. We're getting that fixed right now. Sometimes these bot matches just screw things up. Just how it works.
Always remember, just blame Drekken for everything.
It's always Drex.
Yeah, we do have an attack coming in, however.
Yeah,
which is what we need to see out of Spiny, because he's certainly not going to win the macro game at this point, I don't believe. Let's see if these Ravagers can get anything done.
Yeah, he's really got to go for, like a pylon or something key. The shield battery's there, and now that the Phoenix are just going to wipe this out. That attack, though, could have happened a while back. And probably would have won at that point, but but unfortunately.
5 minutes ago, and with an Overlord, maybe that wins it for him.
Nice positioning.
Nice spot by the Zealots,
Yeah, pretty good micro here out of our human player Darks, and really, really good decision making, doing a great job with the Phoenix. Again, not really anything to contest the Phoenix, though. There's been a few queens, but with this many out, you need fungals or hydras or corruptors or just something else to deal with it. But I think the Phoenix are just gonna almost win the game here at this point.
Once you get a cloud cover like this and you've got no anti-air already in place, like you can't build your queen force, you can't build really anything, and you're just going to lose it.
And these workers are precious. Spiny really not building a lot of workers this game, so losing a whole mineral line like this is going to set him into a pretty much unrecoverable spot now.
Yeah, loses a whole line before the spore finishes, really.
Well, the good news for Spiny is that he is building drones now, even though he just lost a whole ton of them. And Phoenix can't win the game. They can do a lot, but they can't win the game on their own.
Yeah, you have to make something else.
So he's got a little bit of time. If he can get up the drone count, get a couple of spores in each mineral line, then maybe he can convert that into an army before he dies.
Yeah, he's okay. Well, now I think our Protoss has decided it's time. He's adding on 7 gateways all at once here, and I think he's going to let those finish, then go with apparently a charged lot Tempest army. But Baneling Nest, that would be good against the charging Zealots. That's an interesting decision to go, given that there's like the only army he's seen is 2 Zealots and like 15 Phoenixes, and the response is Baneling Nest.
He's being too fearful of these spore colonies, though. He could easily go in and kill all the drones and probably lose 0 or 1 Phoenix in the process.
Yeah, giving it a lot of respect. And there's some more Zealot slow warpins coming. He could have done as well, too. Like, there's no defense at all. Like, 5 Zealots a while back could have just taken out the 2 bases on the top.
Yeah, and unfortunately, just a handful of Zerglings, one Ravager. Maybe enough to deal with the Zealots, but again, no answer for the Phoenix.
Even
They're
have
now
enough
picking up
lists.
Zerglings, they have so little to do.
Yeah. Might as well. Well, that's going to be... Wow, what is that upgrade? I never see that upgrade out of Protoss. In the top left there. What is that?
I don't know. I've literally never seen that.
That could be the new damage upgrade for the Tempest, because he does have a Tempest.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's what it is. You're right. Yep, I forgot.
Yeah.
We just never
But the
see
Tempest ball
one.
is red,
No, it
and
makes
that's
sense.
blue, so that doesn't
Well,
make
that's
sense.
because it changes the attack against buildings, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
70% damage increase versus structures. It's pretty massive.
That is pretty crazy.
You got to be prepared. Going in.
I want to look up its name now.
No upgrades have real names. They're just the things that we call them.
Red balls.
Tempest damage of
Riftling.
tectonic destabilizers.
Doesn't even make sense. I mean,
Yeah, it's tectonic because the buildings are on the ground, which are made up of tectonics. Therefore, the Tempest Beam destabilizes the earth beneath it with such power that it causes the building to collapse.
I mean, I guess it just doesn't. It just doesn't make sense when you're
Plus
in
40
area
damage
shooting like a
Yeah.
ball. Yeah.
So you don't actually lose the Tempest, you lose the Earthquakes. I got it.
Good. So does it change the color on the weapon? Is that why it's orange?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Cool.
I think only when it shoots ground, though. I think if it shoots air, it's back to blue again.
Yeah, to see.
Kill an overlord. I want to see.
Didn't you see? He was just shooting Overlord. It was blue. So yeah, ground attacks are now orange, and then air attacks will be blue. Anyway, we have tied things up here. The humans will take a win this time around, and things are now even 1-1. Meatbags versus ProBots. Yeah, blue ball.
Yeah.
This is a PG-13 cast. Yeah, I guess we could say that. It's PG-13.
It's either way. Is it? Have we ever rated it? No one ever told me that.
We have a rating?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can say whatever the hell you want. Anderson. I'm not here to censor you.
Clear.
Drek might, but I won't.
Direct tries.
He
But-
tries.
But it's always like a voice in our ear that you guys can't hear, so I just ignore it.
It's like it's not even there, really.
Yeah, basically.
All right, tied up here, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us and sticking around here after our ProBots finals. If you did show up late and you missed our finals, be sure to go watch it. It was a little quick, but very exciting. I won't throw out any spoilers just in case somebody here is just tuning in for this. But yeah, you can play against these bots yourself if you are in the Crown Club. So check out our Crown Club membership, and you can download a little client and play against these bots locally and get a little practice. I think they're better practice than the current StarCraft AI personally, especially bots like MicroMachine or Ketroc. Going to be very good for your practice.
Yeah.
Well, all of
that's
our bots
because-
can beat the cheater and insane AI Blizzard bot.
Yeah.
The one with the map hacks and has extra minerals and stuff.
No,
So we're at least that good.
that's good.
Yeah,
All right,
that-
well, next game loading.
cheater bots are no fun. Like
Yeah,
the
those
fact, one of the first things they did for like any of the high level bots is make it so that they can see what's going on, so that you couldn't cannon rush them.
Oh, yeah, and they just always know.
Yeah, they know. So whether it's out of vision or not, they go and attack it.
Which
I
is
wanted
silly
to
because
test
it's
some-
like if you want to waste your time cannon rushing a bot, like,
Yeah.
go for it.
I wanted to test some things versus MicroMachine when I first started as a first started with my bot, but I kept just losing immediately to his Cyclone. So what I did is I programmed it in that whenever his Cyclones locked on, they would just blow up. And that allowed me to get to the mid and late game versus MicroMachine.
There you go. Problem solved. All right, game number 3 here loading up again. This is a best of 5. Team Meatbags versus Team ProBots. Let's see if we can keep things going here. We just got a nice win for Team Humans, but the bots looking very strong. Might be able to turn things around.
Yeah.
All right. Just a little bit. We're not ready. Okay,
No.
we're not ready.
But
So
the
this is
prop-
going to be a ZVP with a Diamond 1 human player, Dam Knight, and he'll be facing our ProBots champion, Tyr.
Ooh.
So hopefully Tyr's bringing the Pro Brush. I want to see that.
I want to see the
Other
play.
humans can handle it.
Yeah.
I mean, he
Against
already
the-
embarrassed the rest of us with it.
Well, he doesn't do it till
So-
game 2, though, I think. So I don't know if we'll see it.
I'd
that
like
might
to
be
see
true.
it. Zerg is the most vulnerable too because they cannot really wall off at all.
Oh yeah, so an early attack would do.
Yeah.
Well,
They would do
tech-
it. They
no one really
could.
walls off in time,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah.
technically possible. Yeah.
What would you have to do? You'd have to.
You have to
there's
keep
no
some
way to
get
time
houses or-
and wall off with an inch bay instead of a barracks.
But I mean the Zerg.
Zerg. Oh, you do a hatchery wall, obviously.
Yeah, well, hatchery. Yeah, I guess so.
2 hatcheries, done.
Could a hatchery block the ramp? I've never seen someone try and do that, but
There
No,
was
it'd take 2. That's what I'm saying. You'd need 2. I think it'd take 2 hatcheries. Just the
Yeah, we
angle
saw
of
it
it, you
in-
cannot block it off with 1.
We saw it in the pro scene actually. There was a specific map that was extremely dangerous for Zerg, and the solved solution for this was actually to wall off by what they did was they created a hatchery and then canceled it, and then used that
and go,
extended
yeah.
creep to build an inch bay or not inch bay, but an evo chamber.
Evo chamber.
And
Yeah.
that allowed them to finish some specific wall off that was super important for that
Yeah.
map.
Well, let's see what happens here in game number 3. Damn Knight versus Tier here on ProBots.
That's a DNA joke, doesn't make sense.
It's true. All right, here we are on Death Aura. Yes, this time it does make sense because it's Tier. So
yeah, it is tier.
there you go.
So this will be it. Yeah, and this is the one that probably the Pro Brush. There's no way around it. You just have to.
Tier, so good mannered as always, throwing out the good luck, have fun.
Yeah, already tricked the human into responding to a bot.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
It
got
looks silly.
suckered.
That's a victory for the bots there.
Turing test. Yeah. So tier going for the low ground wall off here. So nothing hyper aggressive.
Nope, no
Yeah.
Tier, no Pro Brush here.
Yeah, I want to see probes arriving at the Zerg base at this point in the game. This is not what I wanted.
No, I think we're gonna get our Blink Stalker build here. That's my prediction. Or no, I'm sorry. This is a Zerg player, so we're gonna get the Immortal build, right?
Probably
Could be.
on a 2 base. Yeah, it could be a number of things, but yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah, I think Tier does a nice little 2-base Immortal attack. So, well, we'll see. We'll see what happens here. Zerg getting his second base up right now. Again, this is Damn Knight, our Diamond. What did you say? Diamond 3? Something like that.
Diamond 1, I think. You
Diamond
said.
1.
Yeah.
It's a Diamond player. So
Mm.
good challenge for Tier, I would say.
I don't play this matchup very often, but that seemed very greedy out of this Zerg player to get his spawning pool at like the 1 minute
Oh
and
yeah,
20
it is.
second mark.
Hatch then pool. Yeah, that's greedy.
No, it was actually hatch then gas with nonstop drones
then
and then
gas.
finally
Yeah,
a pool. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd
It'll pay
call that
off if he
greedy.
doesn't get. Yeah.
That is a fair bet. Yeah, greedy.
Well, I think he saw he had a. Did he have a scout across or not
Did
yet?
he go across? Did he?
I
Send
don't think he did
go?
actually.
I don't
No,
think
I don't
he
think he
did,
did scout.
'cause I
So
think
he,
he
he
just
was just
overrode.
kind of banking on no early attack, I guess. Because yeah, had it been a worker rush, I would have just killed him.
Yeah. I was just thinking the same thing. Perfect. No spawning pool.
Tier, you missed out. Opportunity missed. Forlings are on the way now, though. So Tier will be the one needing to get some defenses up soon, I think.
Yeah, he's already got a cyber. Yeah, there's a zealot starting, and I think he's got a good wall, and I think he's good at managing that. He can, put another building. Yeah, there we go.
Okay, so that's going to help a lot.
Yeah,
And then
that'll be fine.
Zealot should be out. Nice. So there's that Robo Bay, or Robo Facility, rather. I always call it a bay. So yeah, I'm thinking Immortals. I do believe that will be our ticket here. And then a third base coming down. So what does our Zerg player do to beat a 2-base pro? Oh my God, he's dancing. Ladies and gentlemen, Tier has done it.
I think that
Didn't
was
you?
in
I
one of
thought
his
you
patch
figured
notes.
out how to make bot dance, didn't you, Ketroc, recently?
Yeah, my Marines dance when they're idle. Still,
Oh,
I
really?
think.
Nice.
But it was actually Scarlet, I think, who figured it
cracked
out.
the code.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, look at this. Our first showcase, our first ever bot dancing on stream. Give it up for Tier doing the break dance.
It is an
This made me
important
so
part.
happy. I didn't think it was possible with the API that Blizzard gives us to do this, but
Oh my gosh, that's my dream right there coming true. I want a bot that just only dances. Every kill it gets, the unit that got the kill does a dance. That's what I want to see. Tier, there's your next update for you. Oh, good stuff. All right, so Immortals cranking out. Third base speed coming down. I would like to see Hydras. I think Hydras are going to be the ticket here.
Yeah, Hydra's definitely really good against the. It's hit or miss because they're really good against the Immortals. They do a lot of damage, but if you get charge lots to touch them, they're gone. So you need to know that you've got enough in front of them to deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we get the hallucinated void ray across the map. You don't see that too often. I think, oh, that's interesting. I wonder if that's an artifact of it wanted to make a void ray for the last game or from the last series that we saw on Golden Wall, where it made a void ray for the high.
Oh yeah, for the blink stalkers.
Yeah, because usually you'd make, of course, a phoenix to come across, but I suppose the void ray has a little more HP, so it's a better hallucination for high ground vision. But it shouldn't make that much of a difference.
Yeah, it's hallucinations die so quickly anyway. It's almost negligible.
I
I
would
would 50% health.
Yeah,
So.
I would tend to make a Colossus. Actually, like whenever I make something for high ground vision, I make a Colossus.
I think Protoss players really underestimate how much opponents panic when they see a hallucinated Oracle. And it's almost as fast as a Phoenix. I would be using Oracles all the time for my
Oracle would be good
for hallucination scouts instead of Phoenix.
Yeah, it is good to mix it up.
Okay, charge on the way. No sign of a third base for Tier. Oh, wait. As I say that, he's kind of pushing out maybe to clear a third base location there. Maybe it was just to kill the wing.
The one good real benefit in like a Zerg game with the hallucinated Phoenix is a hallucinated Phoenix will still move a Overseer. So if you got the Overseer sitting on the, like, you can't see it point, and you hallucinate a Phoenix, not only do you have high ground vision, but it will automatically move as if it's a real unit that it's trying to get away from. So that's fun, but Terran has nothing like that. There's another one coming. So far, no aggression, no real action in this game, which I think was mentioned in the game title. But
I don't think Tier is aware of the 12 o'clock base out of the Zerg, just based on the scout patterns he's taken. So he may think he's fine. He may think, well, we're both taking our third base around the same time. We're in a good spot, without recognizing that he's a little behind economically here. Actually, I say that their worker count's actually very similar.
Yeah, very close.
Which means it's an advantage for the Protoss. So I take it all back.
Things are all tied up. To answer a question in chat there, it is 1-1. We had in our last game Spiny versus Dark Sun. Dark Sun took the win, and then in our first game, Ketroc took the win against Michael. So yeah, Ketroc won, then Spiny lost. So we're all tied up 1-1.
Hey, there was a Protoss last game. We saw Tier on the intro screen. I'm pretty sure that's a Tier victory.
Yeah. Yeah. No, Tier's just the default screen for today, as he is our winner of the season. So,
team captain of the bots.
Team captain of bots, pretty much. For
if
all
he
intents.
wins, he'll become team captain of the humans as well.
Oh, geez. Gonna enslave all the humans here soon. All right, Tier just really sitting at home. Very, very passive game. And again, I mentioned earlier, it's just that big immortal buildup. He's just gonna get 5 or 6 immortals, and that'll destroy almost anything on the ground. It's just, well, again, assuming the immortals don't go first and stand in tank fire, but that was just the one time, right?
Yeah, well, definitely true. It'll depend on the timing here, as he is getting upgrades for the Hydra, and he's got a bit here. Like, again, the army supply is relatively even. Right this second, the Protoss army would be better, but he's actually kind of lacking in as many zealots as you'd expect. Like, this is a really good number of immortals, but you kind of expect at least twice as many zealots as this by now.
And with 1,600 minerals in the bank, you would expect that zealot count could be much higher.
I would expect about 18 more.
Immortal Zealot
7
versus
immortals.
Yeah. Immortal Zealot versus Ling Roach is so good for the Protoss as well.
Yeah.
Because the Hydra count really hasn't grown much recently. So he's just got the two of them.
Ooh, lurkers could change
Lurker.
the game though.
Yeah, lurker den and infestation pit coming. Lurkers can be annoying. It's almost impossible to deal with lurkers in a cost-effective way.
There are a lot of technical difficulties getting real time to work for bots, and I think we might be seeing
Some of that, yeah.
Yeah, because bots usually do not float 4,000 resources unless they're maxed out. We have code to, like, as soon as you can afford an expansion, get it, or as soon as you can afford a unit, get it.
Yeah, there's something here that's causing it to not add on gateway units because this doesn't make any sense.
Well, he's gonna have a lot of immortals and +2 on the way. Do you even need gateway units at that point, Endersword?
We're gonna find out, and I think unfortunately the answer is yes. Is lings are not very respectful of immortals.
All right, we're gonna do a little reboot after this game, everybody. Again, apologies about the lag. We're gonna do a quick reboot and see if that fixes things. So bear with us. I mean, thankfully this game's pretty passive, so we're not missing a whole lot with that. But yes, there is lag. Sorry.
Yeah,
I've never seen a maxed out immortal army before.
No.
I could imagine it would do well even against things like Zerglings
It's
because they're pretty
powerful.
supply efficient.
Yeah, totally max. I mean, there was a period where all you would make was Immortal Archon, where Immortals were the bulk of it. But the Archon was a big key to that in preventing swarmy type units. But this is, despite the composition here, there's actually not that many lings. Like, you would again think that there'd be like 40 or so, but there's not. So if there were more, then they could kind of wrap up and then the biles would be really, really good. But as it is, it's more down to how the hydras do, which they'll be quite good still. It's going to take a while to chew through this much Zerg to get to the back line, and the hydras are just going to be raining down tons of DPS.
If Tyr had just kept building an army, I think this would still be a very Tyr favored fight. But the fact that he stopped at 129 supply is very interesting.
Yeah, I've been watching that as well.
Yeah, I think
he's been stuck there for quite a while, and this resource bank just keeps getting larger and larger.
Yeah.
All right, well, we should see an attack hopefully soon then out of Zerg, because it looks like Tyr does not want to.
Yeah, definitely something has gone amiss with Tyr's whole everything here. He's just waiting for that +3.
He's still getting upgrades, which is good.
Yeah,
that's important.
He's still playing. He's still playing. He hasn't bugged out totally, but it's not. He's not continuing.
Not ideal. Not ideal. Yeah, the Banelings are going to be nice as well, even at this point, just a little extra splash. So if those Immortals are clumped up, it's going to help just that much more. Yeah, I was hopeful for Tyr had he pushed out when he had just kind of hit that 7 Immortal mark or so. It could have definitely done a lot of damage, but now that the Zerg has been allowed to do whatever he has wanted, he's got Adrenal Glands on the way, +3/3 Burrow, just everything you could think of. And it's going to be hard pressed for the Zerg to lose it at this point.
Yeah, I think a bug-free Tyr might have actually... This game would have lined up really well for him, I think. I think if he was able to convert those minerals into Zealots, and he went Charge Lot Immortal into Ling Roach, I think he would have just walked right over the opponents.
Yeah, there was a huge window there where he could have won. But yeah, all he had to do is very mildly make Zealots this whole time.
But he's rich.
Yeah, he is rich. I mean, that's helpful, kind of. But I don't think he'll remake things. We'll see what he does. See how good the Warp Prism Micro is. All right,
here I collect all this money and leave the planet. No need to fight.
Get an army finally. This is the most tentative Zerg player ever. I don't know how aware he is of anything that Tyr is doing, but he's got to be able to see that Tyr is only on the 4. He can't be on many bases. He's got setting up the concave.
Well, technically, if you're a 6-base Zerg versus a 3-base Protoss, you don't have to be the aggressive one. You just have to make sure he doesn't kill you.
Yeah, we finally had some zealot reinforcements from the back. But yeah, here, just immortals are good, but they still need some buffer.
So it looks
Yeah,
like
like
he's
10,000 minerals a buffer.
Yeah. It did remarkably well despite all that, but there wasn't. Yeah, the hydras in the back there you can see are not touched at all, and yeah, that's what the zealots like. If you had added even 10 more zealots to this, then that might have been a wash the other way
Oh yeah,
because it's squishy.
very very squishy at this point.
Yeah.
All right. Well, humans are gonna go up by 1 game now.
Yeah.
Looking good in this best of 5, 2-1 currently for Team Meatbags. Whew. Will we survive another season? It's looking good. Looking good.
You know how you keep from bugging out in these human versus bot show matches?
Right, better code.
You don't hack past the probe. You gotta stay on the probe rush. Then you don't have to worry about all this late game mechanic stuff.
Don't do all this. Yeah, just go simple. Go simple, go easy.
Can't screw up your late game army composition if you don't even plan to get there.
Yeah.
Probe rush is very happy with a 129 supply max.
Totally fine.
I'm okay with that limit.
Here comes some swarm hosts unnecessarily. They
GG,
finished-
good mannered as ever at a tier.
Yeah.
We'll tap. All right, so 2-1 for Team Meatbags. We've got another match loading up right now. I do believe. Who's up next? MicroMachine?
You've got
Yes, we're gonna pull out the big guns now that it's what do you call it? Ace match or whatever.
yeah.
No, that's not the right term, but
Match
they're
point.
on the verge of losing, so we got to
Yeah,
pull out the
match
big
point,
guns
yeah.
now. Yeah, match point. And are we doing a reboot before the next match, or what's going on?
I don't know what we're doing.
I
Correct?
believe maybe. Yeah, you're getting blinded there. Poor Ketroc. Coming. Yeah, so we're gonna give us a few minutes while we're gonna try to fix this lag issue for you all. But we do have New Horizon versus MicroMachine coming up next. So get comfy, stay tuned. We're just gonna stick around. Do we need to go to a quick break? Is that, or are we? How does the restart work? It'll stay alive. All right, I guess we're
Okay.
gonna stay alive.
All right.
He's just
So New
restarting
Horizon-
the game part, I guess.
New
What do we
Horizon
know
is
about
a-
New Horizon?
He is a Master League Terran player. But with all the Terrans up top recently, there's been a lot of work from all the Terrans at being very good at the TVT matchup. So I suspect MicroMachine, if he had to pick a matchup, TVT would probably be its best one.
Yeah, especially as turned things around in that last match versus Gensi bot that it had last week. We definitely saw it's upped its TVT game a little bit since the beginning of the season, even.
Mhm.
So, yeah, this is going to be a good one. Exciting. Let's see if humans can finish it off, or maybe the bots will turn it around. Again, we are going to try to fix this lag for you all, so stick around for just a minute here. Drek is furiously working on things in the background. Him and Peter are running the show today, so make sure you send them a little love in the Discord, a little thank you for making this all happen, because, yeah, without them, none of this would be happening. So without you guys, none of this would be happening. We're all an integral part of ProBots at this point.
We're in it together.
We're in it together, everybody.
Yeah.
It's doing great. No, this has been a super fun season. Yeah, I'm so excited to do this all live once more. We'll find a nice new bar. So yeah, if you find a new esports bar in the Toronto area, I guess, send Drek or Ender sort of a little message and be like, hey, check this out, because hopefully within the next season or two, you know, if everyone starts behaving themselves and we can get everything on lockdown a little bit, hopefully I'll be able to hang out in person once again. I'd love to come back up to Canada. I miss it up there.
We'd like to have you back once we open our border to
Yeah.
infected Americans.
I know.
Yeah.
I get my vaccine actually in 6 days.
Nice.
Next Friday. Yep.
we
They
are
finally opened
behind.
it up to everybody. So
Yeah, we're definitely behind on that here.
Yeah.
Basically, only people like 70 plus that are getting it now.
Things went worse than the US, but when it comes to opening the border, it's probably going to be the US keeping the Canada out,
Yeah.
because you guys are all going to be vaccinated, and we're going to be like 1/3 of the way through or something.
we have a sloppy start, but we have a nice end game
Strong finish.
finish there.
Yeah.
Strong finish. That's what it's all about, I
okay.
guess.
That's the key.
Ugh. Anyway, we won't get too much into that.
Yeah, exactly. You get into whole politics. Apparently,
yeah,
something
well.
changed several months ago. I forget what it was, but it seems the whole direction of the country is different.
Yeah, we're gonna sit we're gonna sit in our little ProBots world and be happy here and not worry about bots. Don't worry about politics or religion. Now that's the beauty of being a ProBot.
It's true.
I think one esports bar closed down in Toronto, but weren't there multiple ones?
There was multiple, but I think at least
Hive
two
shut
are
down.
gone now.
Right?
So yeah, the Hive is gone, and the one that was Meltdown is also now closed.
Oh, Meltdown closed too. Damn.
So yeah, both of those are closed. There was another one that was more of a not esports but gaming bar, had like consoles and everything set up. I don't know what the fate of that one is. And then there was a third one called GG Bar or something, but it had closed like a year prior.
Oh,
Like
GG.
went there before anything was going on. But they're
Well,
all,
I mean, any bar can be an esports bar for one night, though. You just
Yeah,
find one of those
so-
bars that has no attendance. It's like, hey, we're going to bring 50 people in.
Yeah.
They'll just say, okay, do whatever you want.
Yeah.
yeah, and that's what we always used
People
to
do it.
Yeah, like all our old like bar crafts and stuff were at like non esports anything. It was before any of that. We had more than one at Wayne Gretzky's Bar and Grill, but even that is now closed. Wayne Gretzky's
Oh.
bar, which has been open for like 30 years, is closed.
Oh wow. Oh, I wonder how we've got Elway's is our big one
Yeah.
here. You know, of John Elway.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like they're still in business.
Yeah, I think a lot.
I
is
went there
like-
once. It was not very good.
No,
How was
That's
Wayne
how-
Gretzky's food?
Gretzky's was pretty good.
That's all right.
The for a while the manager of it was a Masters Terran player, so he had reached out to us when he saw that people were doing bar crafts. He's like, we've got this really big, they've got like a bar and restaurant area. He's like, you could totally take over the bar area, and and that was a good place. We did several of them there.
All right.
Before-
Well, I'll come up once we're allowed back into Canada. We'll do some
figure it out.
scouting and find a
Figure it out.
nice new location.
Yeah.
Hey, we get enough. If we get enough Crown Club members, maybe we could just open our own bar. What was
That's
the name
true.
Old Man Toast came up with?
Pro
Bots or
shots.
something.
Pro
Shots.
shots. Yeah.
Shot bots.
Yeah, I need to get the party room in my building like just hooked up with internet, because that's the only reason we haven't done events there, is because there's no internet in that room.
Oh, at your apartment?
Yeah, not in my apartment, but like in the party room in my apartment, you can easily fit like 100 people, but there's no internet there, so we've never been able to do it.
Well, there you go. All right, I do believe things are. I heard something in my ear. Fixed up here. The lag issue, fingers crossed, is fixed. So we
Sounds
should
right.
be diving into game number. What is this? Game number 4 here momentarily. Thank you for bearing with us. Excuse me. As we get this loaded up here, somebody will tell me when we're ready. I'm sure. So we'll keep shooting the breeze till then.
Guess so.
So what are you going to do up in Nova Scotia now that you're there?
I'm just chilling. I'm gonna go outside more. I think
Good.
that's the
It's
big.
beautiful there. I mean, I'd love to go outside there.
It's nice, and like I'm just out in the. I'm like a fair bit outside the city, so the idea is to just go walk more. And
Your 20-story patio wasn't enough outside for you in the middle of the city?
It was that was the problem. It was too surrounded. Like my complaint there, every time I left my apartment, it felt like going through an airlock on a submarine. Like
Oh, jeez.
you had to like mask up, gear up, go through all the people, and then I was in like right in the heart of downtown Toronto. So
Yeah, you can go anywhere without doing that.
you can't go anything. Everything's closed. Like they never took much off lockdown. Everything around too, like grocery stores and stuff, everything always had like a 30-minute line. So
Oh
I
my
just
God.
ended up getting stuff delivered, and
Yeah.
it just never went anywhere. So
All right, well, we've got game number 4 ready. Thank you for your patience, everybody. So sit down, get comfy. Don't go anywhere, because we have got at least one more game. We'll see if Team Humans can finish it off here. Let's go ahead and dive into game 4 right now. You don't know. You're the one running the show. Everdream is our next map here, ladies and gentlemen. Again, this is... Oh, I closed who it was. Who is it, guys?
Someone?
Oh,
New
it's,
Horizon. That's
Horizon.
it.
Different Night versus
nope,
New
that was
Horizon
last game.
versus MicroMachine.
Yeah.
Now
So
we are going to have
now
to
we
guess who
get
is
to play. Yeah, now we get to play who's bot, who's a human.
Well, I think because one of them mentioned a rudimentary database and the other did not.
No, you don't know.
No, I don't know that. Okay.
You don't know that. Maybe it's a human. Humans can have a rudimentary database compared to a bot.
That's true. That's true.
I know people who are way dumber than some of these bots.
Yeah.
So
That's what I call my
Well,
brain.
That's true.
Rudimentary database.
Which one was it though? I honestly didn't see.
I think MicroMachine's in blue.
Okay.
And that would probably be his proxy cyclone.
Yeah,
maybe,
that is
or something?
cheeky out of MicroMachine. A proxy
Yeah.
barracks there. But yeah, maybe he's gonna go up into proxy something else because that is a little far away for a proxied barracks. No. Oh, the lag not get fixed.
Yeah, I'm getting a lot of it on our end, but I don't.
We've
know
been
if you-
duped. The lag is still there.
Yeah.
Sorry, everybody. Deal with it.
One day.
One day we'll have good internet. One day.
Someday.
Someday. All right, so it is a proxied factory as well.
Yeah.
Oh boy, this is going to get weird. And our human player has no idea so far about this, but yeah, well, yeah, I said he should have some idea because there's nothing in MicroMachine's main other than that supply depot. So
No, he
bunkering
did
up.
scout the lack of barracks in his main base.
Yeah.
He's thrown down a nice little wall off with a bunker, so the Reaper jump is now taken away as an option.
nice. Yeah, it's a good call.
But the Reaper is just step one. We are going to see a step two out of this, and that's going to be with the Cyclone. I've seen this build of MicroMachine before. It's pretty smart. He's able to sneak out a couple Reapers as well. And then by the time the Cyclone arrives, he's already floated his barracks over to spot for the Cyclone, which is so important.
Yeah, it looks like the human player's going for the Hellion as its first factory unit. It is able to kill off the first Reaper there.
Not before he sees the Stargate though. So that's a good scout out of MicroMachine.
Mhm.
Good job.
That may end up being misleading to him, though. One thing, like sometimes MicroMachine will scout an air thing, and then it causes it to stop making Banshees, but it actually would have been better off continuing to make Banshees. So it can be a little misleading sometimes. Looks like our human is going across the map, which kind of makes sense. You would expect an undefended base.
Yeah, with this point it is, and this attack is actually should be able to do at least a little bit of damage. Ooh, Cyclone is hot in pursuit though. It's coming home, and it will be able to, with its lock on, do a lot to help clean this up. Actually, Cyclones with their lock on, oh so
Yeah.
pesky. Yeah,
Yeah,
one
it
kill
gets a good
already.
angle there too, where it's hard to get at them. But it looks like Reapers have just gone into the main.
Where are the? Yeah, where? Go to the
Yeah.
Reapers. There we go. Oh, another lock on gets the Hellion as well. Worker's not really phased by this at all, either. So that's a nice out of MicroMachine. Yeah, he pulls away the damaged ones. Ooh, does get one kill. Nicely done out of our human player. Another Reaper here causing a little chaos as well. But yeah, I think MicroMachine will be able to clean this up in the end.
Is that Cyclone getting trapped by its own workers?
Yes, it
Move
is.
it.
I saw that too. SVs are like, let's run away. And I was like, let me get in.
Yeah, the fact it's hard to tell which one's human, which one's bot at the beginning is a pretty good sign. I think that's cool.
This
Is
did end
indeed.
up canceling the proxy portion of the proxy
Yeah, it did.
Cyclone, though. So now it's just going to be about who can transition better.
Yeah, and we've got our human transitioning to battle cruiser directly. Could be interesting. And given that they're both effectively still on one base, I guess the second one starting there now. Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, but like 2 Cyclones at a time coming out of MicroMachine, I don't think battle cruisers are going to be any issue at all. Maybe nice to like Yamato and jump away quickly, but I don't think they're going to be able to do any like big SCV damage or anything.
Well, they could catch the Cyclones out of position, maybe.
Yeah, you could do the opposite, try and get them on an attack and jump into the mineral line. But yeah, I don't know. You'd have to know when that is.
Yeah, this is a Masters
there's the
player.
jump
I
in.
believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going up the chart. We had silver, then diamond, and then, or wait, 2 diamonds, right?
Yeah.
And then master. Now this is a master game, yeah.
Yeah, we have diamond 1 and diamond 3. So yeah, there the battle cruiser just dying as it had used its teleport. So no real damage gotten there. And
Showdown.
MicroMachine definitely with the higher army supply, but still the expansions starting to go in favor of our human, but both of them are even worker counts.
Does
But it
MicroMachine
almost
even
does-
have a second base?
No,
Oh, no.
he doesn't yet, and it almost does seem like, to Ketroc's point, this just kind of threw off the whole
There it is.
proxy thing, and now it's just it was gonna do something and it didn't do it, so now it's kind of gonna find something else to do. But I think he could really, if he went back on the offensive now, I think he'd still be good. I mean, he'd win.
Just win. He has so
Yeah,
many
he'd-
cyclones.
yeah.
One tank's not going to stop that. Okay,
Yeah.
2 might though.
And I think it's pretty even. I mean, obviously the economic advantage is there for our human player, but Battlecruiser 700 resources. That is a lot to invest into something that immediately died and did nothing.
Yeah.
So, not to mention the tech that's required. Like that fusion core is kind of wasted money now at this point.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, you've got to then have a follow up to this, which is like, okay, held things off. The other thing too, it'd be nice if he went and found the proxy.
I think he just did. The Helene just got
yeah.
shoot away by the Marines there.
Yeah, I think you're right. And like, if he can deal with that and kill like those 3 production buildings off, then that would be huge. But I don't know if he even has a force really that he would confidently move out to do it.
Yeah, I prefer him not to do that because I think if he did that, he would just get torn apart by the Cyclones. Being behind in army size, it's nice to just have this defensive sieged up position, and then you don't have to worry about the large Cyclone count. Moving out on the map is where things could go really poorly for him. With that said, we will see the bunker mining trick out of MicroMachine, see if it works on real time or not.
Yeah, that will be interesting. And like many of our bots, the human player is going to have an upgrade advantage as it does start to engage. And one thing that's going to work against MicroMachine right now too is it's got a bigger army supply, but they're not together. Some is way over by that proxy and some is right here. So is it going to do okay when it fights with half the force? There, the Cyclones engaged. The tanks are not sieged up yet, not even actually starting to. There we go. One of them sieging up. And yeah, this can do a lot of damage. They're locking onto the tanks here now, but they have to break away as there is good enough vision. And there's, MicroMachine's army is coming from the back. I think it actually coming from the back will help clear this up. There's an unsiege.
Marines kind of off on their own, not protected by the siege tank at the moment. That probably means there'll be a couple lock-ons.
Yeah.
Siege tank tries to move forward, and it loses a bunch of its hit points to the Cyclones in the back. Marine count's getting very small, and it's going to be difficult for him to get reinforcements over here.
Yeah, he's kind of got sandwiched here, which is going to cut off the second wave that you can see moving across the mini-map. And yeah, if he's got this cleared before that can happen, then he's not going to be able to reinforce it.
But even clean this up, this could be a victory for our human player because MicroMachine is not mining as natural right now. All the SCVs are pulled back in fear.
Yeah, I
which
think
means during this entire attack that we have like double the income out of Fu 5679, and that's the clear there.
Yeah,
Pulling back, losing a medevac on the way.
Yeah, I think it is a victory of the battle. Like it definitely equalized some of the army supply. He did start that in a deficit and is now ahead. The whole thing, MicroMachine is expanding uncharacteristically slowly, but it will move out to take a third now. but that's already established for a human. He's kind of retaking this proxy position, which is interesting. Like that he's actually keeping army there instead of, I don't know whether I would expect this to all float back home or something, but it seems odd as like an outpost. And now we may get it cleaned up.
I think this is like an older, kind of more abandoned build out of MicroMachine. So I think what happens is he assumes eventually he'll lose the proxy. So he doesn't really make the decision of when to stop rallying troops over there. He just thinks maybe I'll win or he'll break out. But now that he's broken out, he'll start rallying his troops more correctly at home.
Yeah. It's just a lot of, like losing a barracks or something, but that's a lot of buildings to lose.
Yeah, 2 factories.
Yeah. Like that's an investment.
Banshee getting some work done here. There's no missile turret. And now we get to test the multitasking of a human against a bot.
Yeah.
Scan goes down, not able to snipe the Banshee.
Yeah, he's sitting on the range here, even going back in before it's completely done. And yeah, like you said, the turret in the back there, not only is it not done, but he's not finishing it. He would have had time by now, but he hasn't put attention into it just yet. And there, the Banshee does actually fall. Just Colt ran out.
MicroMachine also didn't finish it. He got it down to 1 hit, and then now's the time to switch to killing SCVs.
All right, well, we're going to have a push across from our human. He's got a nice little Bioforce Yamato cannon on the way, though, for MicroMachine. I think this is a good moment for a human player. He's got a decent army advantage, plus 2 armor about to finish up as well. So he's got 2 bio. That can take a fight just about anywhere.
Yeah, this is a really good window to hit. Like a lot of upgrades are being spent on by MicroMachine, and the battle cruisers coming out. It would be a good time to do something decisive. I think there's a short window here. MicroMachine is also kind of exploded up to 6 spaces. If he starts running on 6 spaces, really, then any gap will close very quickly.
Right. I actually really like this spot.
This is a reenactment of the running of the bulls. I don't know what they're doing.
Oh, a little laggy. There we go. All right, well, we've got a push in here from our human player. He's got 2 tanks, a couple landed Vikings, another tank coming in to rally as well, and this base is definitely going to go down for MicroMachine. So good pickoff to start things off. Cyclones have come in to respond. Where's the MicroMachine's army? He's down by a lot in army supply.
He doesn't have he really doesn't have a lot. The thing that'll happen, though, is so that the Vikings are uncontested, which means that the battle cruiser's uncontested. He's got to get some damage onto the battle cruisers, and I think there's a risk that he's going to go into a mode of chasing cyclones that he can't catch.
Well, it looks like he's just going to dive on top of everything and try to get as much damage as possible. There's the Yamato on the Viking. That's nice out of MicroMachine. Yeah, this looks like it should eventually get cleaned up with relatively minimal damage done. Oh, here we go. Nice spot in the mineral line. Is finally going to get a lot of damage done.
Yeah, New Horizon realizing he's going to lose the fight and just trying to dive on top of the SCVs.
Yeah,
he's smart. Like, if I can take down 30 SCVs and lose my army, then I think that's an okay for me.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what happened.
It is. He could have won the fight, though, is the problem. But
he's going to catch some Vikings. That's always good, too. Help him get air control.
Yeah,
he needs air control. Ooh, he might even get himself a battle cruiser or 2. That is a good amount of Marines with good upgrades, even Vikings to help out. There's the teleport home, though. Yeah, these both should get out of there. Yep. 3-3 about to finish, though. The bio looking so strong. Wait, how?
Like the disbelief on the warboats.
The reinforcements, yeah, it's just like he's winning the fight and pushing him back, and then all of a sudden you're surrounded and there's more battle cruisers, and it's like, wait, how did this go wrong? Oh, we've all been there playing the bots. Don't worry.
Yeah, I think he got really jebaited. Like on that initial engagement when he had just taken out the base, he got really baited in by the Cyclones, and he split up to try and chase them down. And when I think he should have stayed consolidated and just attack the battle cruisers.
Oh, he does get one battlecruiser before it's able to warp out of there. Nice pickoff. It was on, Yamatoing, so it didn't have quite enough time to get it. But the Marines are going to end up getting killed in the end. 3 battlecruisers. You're going to need a hell of a lot more Vikings and Marines than that.
Yeah, able to Yamato both the Raven and the Viking. Getting a lot of these battlecruisers. Only losing that one as he had to Yamato and teleport and didn't have enough time to do so.
Yeah, and he should be doing like unreasonably well with 3-3 against the battlecruisers. Marines are actually pretty good, but the battlecruisers, you still need a few of them.
Yeah, you still have to have a lot.
Just not enough massed up to do it.
It's also fights look different when you're against a bot. Like a lot of times against a human, you'd stim, you dive in, you get to get underneath the battlecruiser and kill it. And when against MicroMachine, as soon as he's moving towards those battlecruisers, they're backing up.
Yeah,
It's hard to get the entirety of your army underneath, even with the speed of stim.
Yeah, there he tries to stim under, but 3 tanks are there to catch.
Yeah, wow. It looks like MicroMachine is going to be able to take this with double the army supply. No answer to the battlecruisers really anymore.
Yeah, once he get tanks back up, then this was a problem.
Oh, will MicroMachine start BMing him at the end of the game?
Yeah.
MicroMachine.
He quit.
Apparently, the humans, when our human player, he's in chat here, Alexandre, when he said how is because of the battlecruiser dodged the Raven somehow.
Oh, yeah?
I missed that.
Nice.
So maybe we can go back and check that out later.
Oh, dodge! Was he trying to lock it down? I guess.
Yeah, maybe or something. Maybe he teleported out of the way just in time or something. Yeah, I
It was
missed it.
probably luck because with the API you can't see projectiles.
Yeah.
But what you can do, because I've done this with versus infestors, is you can watch the opponent's ravens, and as soon as they drop in 75 energy, then you can teleport.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, there's an interference matrix coming. Let me quickly hit teleport.
So if you get teleport off before you're hit, you still teleport?
That's
Right?
true.
Okay.
Yeah. You can't cancel a teleport with interference matrix.
All right. Well, we are all tied up here in our best of 5 show match. Humans versus bots. We have got just one more game to decide the fate of humanity. If the bots win, we're probably done for. So let's get comfortable and get ready for the end potentially. But we might see a turnaround. Our final game will be, I don't know.
It's going to be Matthew, who is a GM.
Oh, our GM game. Yep. Excellent.
And he'll be facing Spudbots. Unfortunately, we had to pull out the big guns of MicroMachine to keep us in the series. But Spudbot has a very nice biotank play. I'm not sure what race Matthew plays out, however. So let me see if I can look that up.
He's a Terran.
Okay, so another TVT. Yeah.
So GM Terran versus our Terran bot Spud, who I believe got, what was it, 5th place this season? 5th or 6th? Spud did pretty good this season.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got knocked out by Gen Z bots in the semifinals of the lower bracket.
Oh, yeah, and his play was
he got pretty deep.
relatively similar to Gen Z.
Yeah, because it was a 2-1. Yeah, 2-1 in that series.
Yeah.
And he had taken out Spiny the match before.
So this could be potentially a very close match then. All right. Well, this is going to be our true test here. Our final match of the night. Again, thank you everybody for being here and hanging out with us on this lovely Saturday. Hopefully you've had fun. Hopefully you've had fun enough to want to come back. We are going to be doing more seasons of ProBots. So again, join the forum, the Discord, the Patreon if you like extra behind the scenes content and free artwork and stuff like that. Make sure you check all that stuff out here. But yeah, this has just been a great day. Big shout out as well again to all of our bot authors and to Tier, our champion of season 1 here, claiming the title, his 2nd win of all time. So this has been so much fun. This has been my favorite season, I think, so far. It's hard to say though, because they're all kind of my favorite season.
Yeah.
Huh?
Tier's only the 2nd bot to have won multiple seasons of ProBots.
Yeah.
It's a big accomplishment. So now we've got to wait and see who's going to be our 3-time bot winner. We might find out next season if either of these 2 bots claims the title once more. Our triple crown. Ooh, we got to have a trophy if we get a triple crown. winner here. All right, game number 5, ladies and gentlemen, here on ProBots. This is going to be it. This is going to decide the fate of humanity as we know it. Let's keep our fingers crossed and hope we can live another day as we dive into game number 3.
Yeah.
Let's go.
If we lose, I'll feel bad that I didn't help this year.
It's your fault. It's all Ender Swords.
Move shit in.
Whoa.
Huh?
Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
They're gonna see things. Should have been the loading screen.
They knew it's not being played live.
And we could have just showed which.
Oh, we
replay.
live? Wait, what's happening?
We're back.
Yeah.
It didn't work. It didn't work.
Uh-oh. Okay, give us a... We're going to try this again, everybody. Game number 5. Can I do this? Are we good to go?
Something's gonna happen.
Here on ProBots, our final match.
Yeah.
Is he alive?
I don't know.
How can I hear Drek? I don't know what's going on.
I don't hear Drek. I hear nothing. They're probably working to fix the problem in the background here. Spud may be a potato, but he is far from fried. Is he baked? Baked? As baked as a potato?
I love the quotes in chat. I mean, I think Old Man Toast quoted Bobby Heenan a while ago.
Oh yeah, what is
Who's a wrestling commentator from like the 60s.
right? You are, Dave.
Yeah, I forget what he said though. Something about something.
All right, give us a second. We're getting this loaded up here. Drix says he found the problem. And it should be any moment here, our final game.
Moment.
Any moment. Any moment. Oh, we lost. Oh, no, we're still there.
We're somewhere.
So what's the story behind the unicorn that you hunted there, Ketroc? How hard was it to hunt a unicorn behind you on the wall?
Oh, it's alive. It just
you just
ability to
stuck it
phase
in
through
the
walls and
wall?
stuff. Pokes
Okay.
its head in every once in a while just to
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Nice.
check out what's going on in ProBots and stuff.
It's more humane. Pretty good.
I've never noticed that. Has that always been there?
I have.
No, I think
Oh, okay.
my girlfriend's work decided that staff must be bored at home, so they sent them like origami things, kits to work on.
That's pretty cool, though. I like it.
All right.
All right, here we are. Game number 5 on Death Aura, ladies and gentlemen. In the top left, we have our red Terran bot. No, human. I think it's human because he's doing the box select thing. And he's selecting all the workers at once. Yeah. Okay, so this is our human player, our Grandmaster. Who is it? What's his name? I forgot.
Matthew.
Matthew, but it's your Eurystheus.
Eurystheus.
It's named after like a Greek leader, the king of the something. Something.
Good story.
That's kind of
There's your history lesson here on ProBots.
Yeah.
So this is our human in the top left. And in the bottom right, our bot, our last hurdle to save humanity. It is Spud.
Indeed it is. And he started in the 60s toast. Yes.
Don't all unicorns' blood make you immortal? Or is it just Canadian unicorns?
I mean, Canadian ones make you immortal and nicer.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what the other ones do.
You get to live forever, but you have to apologize for the entirety of that eternal life. Yeah.
Exactly. Like, I'm sorry, I'm still around, guys.
Oh my god. All right, so we've got a factory coming down now out of our human and an early command center out of our bot. So going to try to get that economic lead here. Interesting. Okay. Now I think we're going to be seeing probably a pretty standard Terran build out of our bot. Tanks and the Marines. Yeah, just standard Spud things. Always has a nice little defense. Yep, there's a bunker coming down. Smart move as well, I think, because we should see some early aggression out of our human with that early factory coming down. So, yeah. Good call.
Indeed.
Unicorn hunting is a swinger term. Today I learned.
Is it really?
Today I learned.
I kind of shut up because I was trying to think of what that would actually mean.
Yeah, we're not going to dive too far into that topic, but
Yeah, I can think of something, but yeah, it's fine.
So we did see a factory and a second gas out of the human player before taking his natural. I think this is one of the most standard meta builds for Terran. It allows you to get Reapers and Cyclones, or alternatively, Widowmine drops. So I think we'll be seeing some sort of harass pressure coming while having a pretty strong economy behind it as well.
Yeah, nice bunker here. We'll keep the aggression away
Ooh.
for now. Ooh, Reaper goes down. And needs to be a little more careful there. Does Spud have a defense if the Reapers were to go up the back, though? I don't think he really has anything there.
No. He might empty his bunker, but we'll have to see what this starport is going to be meant for. Yeah, the 2 Cyclones are being added in. And then, what's that reactor being built on?
Looks like
It's a starport that we won't be seeing the Raven or Liberator that is suspected, but
it looks like
okay, here it comes around by.
here, but that was a brave run by, but it may get some damage done here.
Ooh, yeah, looks like it was totally worth it.
Get a fair bit of damage.
Yeah,
This is the type of decision that it's hard for like bots to make, but for a human, like looking at that, being like, I think I can sneak by here,
Yeah.
is kind of a good call.
Risk versus reward is always been
Definitely. I think the
hurdle.
reward here is quite good. Even just straight up taking out the Marines that came to stop him, and the tank is being very tentative.
Ooh, does finally get the final shot though.
It's very common for to try to jump into that point of the game too. It's reaching the point of the game where you're going to stop microing the Reapers and they're losing their purpose. And it's also the point of the game where you kind of want to see what they're up to tech-wise. So you just kind of dive in. If you get a couple worker kills, that's great, but it's mostly just to free up supply, get rid of the Reapers, and see what's popping out of the starport.
Yes, this is our, to answer in chat, this is our GM player in the top left, our red human Matthew, versus our blue bot Spud in the bottom right. He was in our top 6 this season of ProBots. So
That's it. And I think Matthew was in NA Apprentice this year.
Oh, really?
In that tournament, yeah.
Oh, cool.
Or whatever it is. And yeah.
Nice. Well, maybe we'll start seeing him in some more tournaments.
More stuff, yeah.
More stuff online. That'd be cool. All right, well, here we go. Nice little army for him. He's got a couple Cyclones, tank, Marines. He's actually up in army supply, so he's going to be able to get this third base up very, very safely for the time being. What does Spud do now to come back after he's lost all those workers? Just, I guess, keep playing his standard game and just try to have really good army control and take good engagements, right?
I think that's, I mean, basically it. He also, even after losing that, like that really just brought him to even in workers. He lost a lot, but he was ahead to begin with. So, yeah, definitely just kind of stay the course and try not to let it happen again.
We know Spud also isn't one to rush a third base anyways, so as long as he is over 40 workers, he should do pretty well in the 2 base. If we're going to see a victory out of Spud, it's going to be with his first push out. Typically, he always falls behind in the matchup, but then he pushes out with Marines and tanks and wins anyways. So I don't see that being any different versus the humans. It's all going to be about that first push.
Well, and the timing for his upgrades are really nice, too. His upgrades are actually ahead of our human players. So +1 attack is going to finish well before. Stim will even be done just before. Oh, but this might be a deciding moment here. One tank is going to be able to get a couple shots off, but just overwhelming numbers by the looks of it. This third base will get canceled at the very least. Maybe even killed off. Okay, there it is, canceled.
Yeah, bots don't usually make the kill-off mistake.
Oh, no, losing a few extra units as well. The army supply vastly in our GM's favor. And I think this might just be the killing blow. 4 Marines out of the bunker.
Get in there. Get in
there. What are you doing? They're actually not getting shot anyway. So
the SCV's going instead.
He's trying to make a hold here, but the tanks are just too powerful. Marines underneath are enough to hold the line, and it looks like humanity will live to fight another day. But just barely.
Yeah, he had a nice position there. The third, he got sieged up before our GM player arrived. Is just a complete lack of army supply.
Yeah, well, I think had those Reapers not gotten in, this would be because he would have been able to focus his attention on building army instead of rebuilding the workers then.
Yeah, he definitely had a little more. He probably would have been done that third base instead as well. So yeah, it's kind of it looks like he'll clean it up for the moment, but he's definitely very much on the back foot here, and I expect another attack. but it's kind of it's neat to see this type of game because we often don't when we get either the human is completely exploitative and takes out the bot that way, or it goes into a late game knowing that like compositionally it will win, but you don't see a lot of the humans beat the bots with like a 12 unit army.
Mm-hmm.
Like
that's going to come down to the micro.
That's
where the bot does better, right?
Yeah, exactly. So it's rare to see someone win this way. So it's kind of cool to see that out of GM player doing it.
Whew. Well, a close best of 5, 3-2. Humans will take the win. So the bots still have a little bit of work to do until they take over the world level, but they are getting there season by season. Ketroc helping them along the way. So with his help now, they should have no problem conquering humanity.
One day.
One day.
Indeed.
Good stuff. GG. Good try indeed, Spud. But no, great games. Thank you again, everybody who played against the bots and submitted replays. Again, if you're in the Crown Club, you can go check out our client, download it, and play against these bots yourself. And we'll be doing this again next season. It's always a fun little highlight. Kind of, again, this is just really a way to test, a fun way to test the bots level and kind of see where we're at on a grand scale of things. And hey, we had a Masters and a Diamond player lose to some of our bots. So good stuff today.
Happens.
It happens.
Indeed.
The bots are getting there, slowly but surely. Man, both of you guys are having some trouble with the sun there. Now Endersword's ascending.
No, it's like near sunset. right over the ocean. Nothing I can do about it.
Well, gentlemen, is there anything you would like to say to our lovely fans before we head off, Ketroc?
Yeah, congratulations to Tier, 2-time champion.
Yeah.
I'll have something ready for the Worker Rush next season. Don't you worry. I won't talk to that twice, that's for sure.
It came out kind of late of like the super like Tier obviously just went for the jugular all season, and I think it'll be interesting to see over the next few months what people build to stop that sort of thing. But it's so hard to stop everything like that. What will we get? And you could go ultra defensive, I guess, and just say by default I wall off all the time or something. But I don't know what you do.
You can do a response too, like if you die one game to Worker Rush, then just blind counter Worker Rush the next game. You don't really put too much work into just defending Worker Rush on your bot. But
that's definitely a thing. Is coding not just for the game but for the series is, I think, a key thing. I remember them addressing that with Alpha Star at one point too, that they're like, it can win a game, but will it win a series? Because if it repeats itself, then someone will just change their strategy. So you have to code it different.
All right, well, good stuff. We're going to wrap it up. A big shout out as well again to Drek Sama and Peter in the background, making everything possible. And yes, just to answer one last question. If you are new to the community and you want to get into bot making or even just hang around and watch more, there is a Discord you can join, the AIarena.net Discord. And then once you get a bot made, you can actually get on that AI Arena ladder. And those bots are the ones that qualify for ProBots. So again, next season, we already have our top 4 qualified bots. We have Tier, MicroMachine, Ketroc, and Gensi that we will all be seeing, plus 12 new bots, potentially yours, if you can get a bot made in time. But join the Discord, join the forum, all that stuff. And thank you again to all of our bot authors one more time, because without you guys, none of this would be possible. Thank you so much for all the hard work that you put into your bots. It's really fun to watch the evolution of this, and just the games in general are so fun. And thank you everyone for being here. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us as well. And we're going to hopefully see you all next season here on ESChamp. Make sure you hit the little follow, the bell, whatever you need, because we'll probably do some in-between content between seasons as well. So, again, make sure you join the forum to stay up to date with that. So, all right, with that, we're going to wrap things up and call it a night. This is it for Season 1 of 2021 ProBots. One last congratulations to our champion, Tier. And we'll see you all next time. Have a good night.
See you guys. This could be
Good
you.
night, everybody. That is representative of our whole Crown Club. We love you all, and we'll see
Everybody.
you all next season. Drek says he loves nobody. All right, good night. All right, end the show. We're done. Hold on. Yeah, we're in the show. We're done. Go home, everybody. This is this is not part of the show. We're gonna cut this out.